podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Hey, Daddy, this is $1 beat.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
No matter what nobody say, man, spirit can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dazn Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar though. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Canelo had the biggest deal. Your deal was for $300 million, and I made $350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my game plan.
Dazn Productions.
ThaBoxingvoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing boys.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another jam-packed edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, joined alongside Mario Munguia in Corpus Christi, Texas. Today is 9 a.m., April 1st, so quick April Fool's joke there, you know, it's not March anymore. But we do have Troy Isley, Olympian, just signed to James Prince as a manager, just signed the Top Rank with as a promoter. And we have Adrian Granados. We were just talking about him over here on the podcast not too long ago, a few episodes ago, and talking about how durable he is. We'll have him on this show. And we also have former WBA champion Robert Brandt live on today's show, but we have a little bit more than just some guests for you. We have a very interesting topic. There's been a lot of headlines back and forth about Deontay Wilder and his loss to Tyson Fury. There's been plenty of speculation and assumptions and people really giving their advice to the former champion as to how he should fight in the next fight, who he should hire as a trainer for the next fight. Well, there's been a guy by the name of Big George Foreman that has kind of put it out there publicly that he would love to, you know, talk with Wilder and even have some time with Wilder, maybe even 2 or 4 weeks. Maybe they could spend some time together. You know, he said he was happy for Fury, but he sees a need for Wilder, and I'm assuming he sees a need for Wilder in this sport. But his latest quote from TMZ Sports, who spoke to him, he says not only does he believe Wilder can beat Fury, but he can do it easily. And I guess the biggest news is these two have actually spoke already. So remember, it was a lot of social media, you know, Big George kind of putting his services out there and everyone expecting, wondering, waiting to see what it was Wilder was going to do. Was he going to answer George? Were they going to talk? You know, I spoke to Wilder and he said, yeah, he was interested. And now George comes out and says, we already spoke. What does that mean? What are we getting from this? Is George going to be part of the camp? Did they just speak? Was it just a thing to, like, I don't know, see where Wilder was at mentally? Or is he going to be part of the camp? This is what we're going to be discussing, and this is what we want your opinion on. And you can voice that opinion right here at 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. And don't forget, add Nestor Gibbs on Skype if you are a patron on that $15 daily show level. Let's head on out to Corpus Christi, Texas. What's going on? Good morning.
It's me, Mario.
The boy is hot. The kid's hot. Yo, listen, the kid is hot. Everybody talks about, everybody's been talking about The W's. He needs the W's, right? Okay, first of all, check the track record. I got more W's than anybody on the show. Second of all, boom, here's another W. First show back, this was the topic. All right, first show back, this was the topic. Go back and listen to that show. If you're listening to this show and you don't know what I'm talking about, then just stop it. Go back to the other show, then come back, and you're going to be right. I'm going to get you educated. Because this is exactly what I said was going to happen. Exactly. To a T, it happened the way I called it. And we'll chop it up. And I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to roast nobody. That was. I got this mental thing where like I got everybody down what they said. I remember what everybody said. You know, and I'm not going to hang this W over everybody's head. Everybody keep their necks today. All I'm saying is that this is exactly how I thought it would go down. And we'll get into all the specifics and all the details of what was said.
Get into it.
I'll get into it. Listen, first of all, it was a call. And I said it was going to be a call. I said, this is not going to be some thing where he goes to the camp and he's a big, huge distraction and he's older and what could he truly bring to an actual training camp? That's not to say he doesn't have great advice to give, or he doesn't have something that he can say that may uplift Deontay Wilder. It's not to say that he can do that stuff either. But I told y'all, the moment this would happen, the moment that these guys would talk, what is the first thing this TMZ idiot said? What was the first thing he said?
Like the Rumble in the Jungle? Is this the same thing as Rumble in the Jungle? Did he do the same thing? Rope-a-dope.
Hashtag. Like, yo, these were all like talking points. He turned this into some stupid little thing where it's like boxing or boxers can be fixed by this little turn of a notch or let me take your leg and put it here and let me put your arm here and now you're going to win. And then George Foreman had the audacity. Listen to me. I will never claim that I know more about boxing than a heavyweight champion in my life. The man will know more about boxing than I'll know about my left hand. Okay? I'm ambidextrous, so I know my left hand pretty well. The thing is this. He said, not only can Deontay Wilder beat Fury. This is a quote. He said he can do it easy. He used the word easy. I went and looked up the word easy because I wasn't sure that there was another definition for it that he was using that I wasn't sure of. But, yo, listen, George, that's the craziest thing. It's going to be easy to beat Fury. Listen, maybe he meant to say that he could knock him out and it will look easy. I could rock with that. Okay, that's a fair point. But to say that this is going to be the hardest thing Deontay Wilder's ever had to endure and go through a full camp with the knowledge that you got stopped by the very man that you told the world was pillow-fisted, that you told the world you were going to beat. You think this is going to be easy? This is going to be the most mentally draining camp in Deontay Wilder's life. This is going to be, he's going to have to work harder to build the confidence that he can go in there and last 12 rounds. Do you know what kind of psyche, you know what that does to your psyche? Do you know what kind of pressure that does to put on your mental to have to go in there every day wondering, am I hitting this speed bag knowing that the outcome's already predicted? Am I going to put in 15 rounds today with three different sparring partners, but the match is over, but the trilogy's done? It's already over before it starts? Yo, you got to get out of that thinking, and you got to keep working, you got to keep pushing on. Easy? This is not going to, this is the toughest fight of Deontay Wilder's life. Probably in any aspect, it's going to be one of the most emotionally draining things for him. However long that camp is, understand that that's how long he's going to be going through this difficult channel. George, look, I don't know. He could have maybe slipped up and said something he didn't mean to say. That happens to people. He could really believe it, but he really believes that, again, the knockout will look easy. But at the end of the day, are you shitting me right now? You're telling me that you think that this is going to be easy that he could make it easy? He said easy. Those are the words he said. He said easy. I'm not putting words in nobody's mouth. He said easy. Yo, this is exactly what I thought it was going to happen. These are all just sound bites. These are all sound bites for the media. That's it. That's all they are. They were it was to help George's PR, essentially, is all that it did. Deontay didn't even say anything about any of this. Like, this was a phone call that Deontay took because he's a good dude, and he said, let me listen to him. I respect my elders. He got the phone call. That was it. It's over. It's done. And I'm happy. I'm happy.
So what are you insinuating, that that's all it is a phone call? You're saying that nothing's coming from this?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. Nothing's coming from this. I don't think a phone call is going to fix whatever Deontay Wilder needs fixed at all. 0%. But this is the road to distraction. This is the road to making a mockery of the third fight and Deontay Wilder's. What does George want him to come out in the Apollo shorts?
What do you mean,
crazy.
though? What do you mean? How is this a mockery? I'm a bit confused here.
I mean, listen, it's a mockery for two reasons. One, and I'm not saying George is the mockery of Deontay. I'm saying that we made a mockery of this. So my bad. I might have slipped up.
Who's we? I'm talking about with your opening argument.
Okay, listen. Everybody was talking about George coming in and training the guy. Okay, so he takes this phone call with TMZ, and if you haven't heard the interview, you need to hear the interview. And
let's give him some facts, right? Shouldn't we at least read, or I don't know?
Oh, I thought you would have had it clipped.
The audio, it's so long. No,
well, I can read. It is kind of long.
The video is long enough to get flagged. We would have to definitely pause it numerous times. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's not our.
And we'd have to find George's. Yeah, because the guy talks a little bit too. It wasn't just George talking, but you heard that guy. This is the point I'm trying to make, and I'll use an example. You heard what happened when he said, "So y'all did talk?" And George says, "Yeah, we talked. Me and him talked." And then what happened? What was the first thing out of that casual's mouth? Like the Rumble in the Jungle? Is it similar to the Rumble in the Jungle? Like, dude, shut the hell up. No, it's not.
But George said it was. George said it was.
I know.
And George.
I know. That's my point.
But
that's
it's true. No, it's not. It's true because George was Wilder. That's what he's trying to tell you. Only I can help Wilder because I was him. I was him. I was the guy that everyone thought was going to knock so-and-so out. That's exactly why we're in this position. That's exactly why he believes he can be a help. He believes that he is Wilder and that Wilder is him. They're the big bad puncher, the devastating puncher that got outclassed by the boxer. And he's not only saying, I know how to beat the boxer, he's telling Wilder, I know how to deal with the stress you're dealing with. I know what it feels like to lose the big fight that everyone thought you was going to win by knockout. You didn't read the quotes or you didn't listen to the audio, bro.
I heard the whole audio. I heard the whole audio. No, I heard it perfectly.
All right, so let's get to some of these
what I thought it would be. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so George Foreman counseled Deontay Wilder after his crushing loss to Tyson Fury, telling TMZ Sports he's the only man who understands what the Bronze Bomber's feeling, because Muhammad Ali humbled him in the same way during the Rumble in the Jungle. I don't see why Mario think that's, bogus, but anyway.
It's not different because there was a first fight, Ness. There was a first fight that said that showed that not only could Tyson Fury win, he could win every round. That could have been the case. Okay, so that's why it's different, because nobody gave Ali a chance. That was not the same case. Foreman was completely shocked. Everybody was completely shocked. That was not what the second fight was about at all. That's why it's different.
I don't know, man. To me, it's not about first or second fight. It's not about time. It's about the situation that George was in and that Wilder is in, and he being George Foreman, big George Foreman, finds similarities in that. And I think that's all that you need when, in reality, that's all that we as fight fans want. for a legend in George to be part of the camp. You know what I mean? Be there. But back to the story. They say, we were talking to the 71-year-old boxing legend when he revealed he recently talked to Wilder following his devastating February 22nd TKO loss at the hands of the Gypsy King. And I quote, I had a nice conversation with Wilder. Nice conversation with him. You understand? I had a nice conversation with Wilder. A nice conversation with him. You know, you don't know what took place in there, Mario. You just very negative. Your cup's half empty, and that's okay. Foreman says he knows exactly how Deontay Wilder feels. Because like Fury, Ali handed George his first L and took his belt in Zaire in 1974. The Rumble in the Jungle, one of the most famous sporting events in history. And Mario, the truth is, if you're Wilder, you should feel blessed. You should feel happy that they're mentioning you in the same sentence with Thriller in Manila, with Zaire, with George and Muhammad Ali, with legendary, synonymous figures in boxing. But he says, and I quote, we talked because I was in a position where I lost unexpectedly with the title in Africa. Only I know what he's going through, Foreman tells us. Only I know what he's going through, Mario, because you ain't been there. You wasn't the crushing, devastating, young, up-and-coming puncher that everybody put their money on. You wasn't the one self-proclaimed baddest man in the planet, so you don't know what he's going through. But another puncher, another guy that went through the same thing, he might know. He might be able to relate, be empathetic, sympathize with Wilder. But I continue. The Hall of Fame. Oh shit, Enrique Casual Wear Fan Shirt. Yo, I never could see y'all. I never could see y'all.
I saw him just right before he talked. That's all.
Nah, that's funny because I just finished watching that interview and I was saying, yeah, he's empathizing with him and not sympathizing. So I actually wrote that as a note that only he can tell you what he's going through because he's been there. And I was wondering what the thoughts were to compare Thriller to Manila loss to the Tyson Fury loss.
God damn it. What did I tell you? I told you. That's what this whole thing, this is what makes me so upset about the, you know what, never mind. Go ahead.
You mad that Wilder getting that real shine because his name.
You want me to be mad?
Nah, it sounds like you mad. It sounds like you mad.
You want me to be mad at? I'm not mad at that. I'm mad that people are going to belittle the situation that Deontay Wilder finds himself in,
bro?
Where he's under, because this isn't some little thing he can fix. This isn't something where George Foreman can take him by the hand or take him by the glove to the middle of the ring and say, okay, well, all you got to do is put your hand here and your foot. That's bullshit. Are you joking me? This is a professional athlete.
Right,
and this is being twisted into some stupid little oh man, this is the way I see it again.
Yeah,
and maybe I am being a pessimistic, but guess what? Y'all call me an optimistic all the time.
Wait, Mario, clarity, right? To dissect what you're saying, because you're saying people, but I feel different. My first thought was he also mentioned overwhelmed by publicity. We don't know. He also mentioned the sensitive Wilder that
that was a killer. He was like, yo, he's sensitive. He said,
we're used to seeing Wilder I'm the baddest man on the planet. But deep inside, that could be a result of overwhelming publicity in your face. And there's a focus that you don't know about, that I don't know about, that Ness don't know about, that any.
So George Foreman going on TMZ is going to help that focus.
No.
Turning this into a media storm is going to help this. Listen,
Mario is afraid. Mario's afraid. He doesn't want Wilder to have a legendary guy in his corner like Foreman. You're afraid. You're afraid of what he can add.
Who says Deontay even wanted that conversation put on air and put on blast?
You're afraid of what he adds to the game.
It's TV. They're public figures.
Exactly.
So why couldn't
but
George
guess what? That public
Interesting.
figure shit ain't gonna help him in the third fight, Enrique. It ain't gonna help him.
The legendary conversation with two people going in the darkness, yes. With two people, one saying, yo, I'm sorry this happened to you. No, he ain't say that. He said, I've been there. I'm not in the whole looking down low. You all right? Nah. He's telling him about the focus. He's not saying, yo, do this with your hand, do this with your left hand. There's a focus that we can't describe. You can't describe it right now. I'm trying to clarify what you're saying so I can understand if I feel the way you feel about George Foreman going in the corner saying left hand, right hand. I think is way bigger than that. He compared.
Listen.
They froze up there.
That he knew would catch everybody, would grab everybody, and make these headlines. And when I say, like they or y'all or anything like that, of course, I'm not talking about y'all specifically, although Ness did say some things that kind of put him in the purview of this. But what I'm saying is that this turns into a media storm for everybody, for casuals, for people that cover the sport, just like us, all alike. Okay, so now we have to talk about this because this is big news. This is a significant thing, and yes, he can be of some service, but the most that can be done is that Deontay goes into training camp and he finds that braggadocio. He finds that cockiness, because that's what he needs. That's where he needs to get back to. Is Foreman the person that can help him with a phone call? Maybe, but that to me trivializes a man. You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm down, it ain't nobody that could just call me and say, yo, heads up, kid. All right. Listen, Ernest Hemingway could call me. Shakespeare could call me. Ain't going to help me. I mean, that's cool. Thank you for thinking of me. But when you're suffering from real depression, yo, it's not some fucking phone call from a celebrity that does
but why you marginalizing it? Why you marginalizing? Why you trying to minimize what could have taken place on the call? You're like, oh, just a phone call? Oh, phone call. You don't know if that phone call was to say, yo, come out here, let me go out there, let's work together. Do you mind if I'm in your corner? Can I be in? Like, you don't know. You don't know. You're just being negative.
Either. You don't know either. I'm genuinely. I'm being me. I am applying it.
I'm being me. I'm optimistic.
We only have what we have. If y'all were on the phone call, please let me know what was said. If y'all were on the phone call.
The information I took of it is like, we hear this all the time. Most of the fight, most of the training, most of anything in life first is mental. Am I wrong? Am I right, Mario?
Yeah, of course.
All right. So if somebody can relate to you and tell you any trigger word that sparks a feeling inside that you open up, and now you are sensitive about it, where you're now vulnerable and letting it all be seen to that one celebrity, iconic person, you're accepting the mental change right there. So if Shakespeare calls you and takes you out of depression because he's with you, and because he's comfortable with his depression and he's trying to tell you how he overcame a depression, then yeah, you're going to relate and you're going to change. It's like reading a book. If the book doesn't make you think different, then the book didn't do the job. George Foreman is there to do a job. We don't know if the job is working, but we know that it wasn't about left hand, right hand. It's about mental. It's compared, and it was compassionate. And I feel that it will spark a new idea in Deontay Wilder's focus.
Yeah, so that's internet again. I don't know.
And it sounds like as if y'all know how that phone call went.
No.
I don't know how that phone call went. It could have gone bad for all we know, but all I'm saying is that I'll believe it did go good. I'll believe it did go well, okay? I'll believe it went very well. I'll believe that he said all the things that he needed to say that only a former champion that's lost in that kind of manner can say. Okay, right. But to say that alone could be the thing that helps Deontay get to where he needs to be, maybe that could be a thing on the a stepping stone on the path. You know what I'm saying? But man is far too complicated for that kind of stuff, especially when a man is dealing with the loss of a world championship, right? The loss of his undefeated record, the loss to a man that he didn't think they could beat him. You know what I'm saying? And then the backlash to all that stuff,
brother.
You
but that's what you're not getting.
That's what George Foreman brought up.
That's what, that's where he comes
hold on. Okay,
in.
but let me rock. Listen, I got 10 more seconds, and then you can take it. Listen, you can have 10 seconds, and then all I'm saying is that if that was the way the call went down, if it truly was some spiritual, empathetic moment between two human beings that connected on a level that most people are not familiar with, then why did the motherfucker go on TMZ and tell everybody? Like, what the hell?
They called
How
him.
Is that?
They called him. Stop being a hater. They called him.
I'm not being a hater. I'm telling you. you that, listen, if that was me, I would have been saying, yo, I thought that was a personal conversation. Yo, I don't do that to you, Ness. You don't do that to me. When we have conversations, real conversations, we don't bring them on air. And I know you
we're also
would.
not legendary. We're also not legendary or being called by fucking TMZ, guy.
But he also didn't go into details and say, yo, Wilder told me XYZ. You know,
that's true. Okay. That, you know what? You're right. He didn't get into
speak
details,
about XYZ. All he said,
yeah, you're right.
All he said was like, look, I've been there. I'm not on the outside. I'm not the critic. I've been there. So he touched them differently on the mental side.
You're right. So you're right there. So then let me ask you now, since you got to that place. So then why did we need it? So then why is this news? So why are we talking about it?
It's news because they spoke, man. That's what you don't get. Remember.
I get that.
The first report was. The first report, everybody's not a hardcore. The first report was George wants to give Wilder advice. The second report was George is inviting Wilder to come 2-4 weeks to hang out with him. Now this is the third report was Wilder confirming he's interested via me. It went on a Sirius XM and everybody else ran with it. Now this is the fourth report that they actually spoke. Why are you trying to act like this isn't relevant? You wow.
I did. First of all, that was sarcasm. If you would have just, I guess the sarcasm went over our heads. So
taking it literal.
Sure. Okay. Fine. Okay. But I was being sarcastic. Say, why is this news? This is news because, of course, it's news. So the minute George opened his mouth about it, it becomes news. You know what I'm saying? And look, maybe they talked. Maybe he said, you know what? Go ahead and do a bunch of interviews on our conversation. I don't know. That sounds a little weird to me, but maybe that happened.
Bruh, he don't gotta say that. He's a fucking legendary boxer celebrity. We gonna run with his comments.
So? Who cares? I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about if you're Deontay. You don't know what he wanted or didn't want from that conversation. But if he wanted it on TMZ, he could have put it on TMZ his own damn self. He could have called you and been on this show, and it would have been everywhere.
Brother, why are you mad that TMZ
George
called
Foreman goes on calling the fight easy?
Yo, did Deontay go public?
He mad. George called.
No, he didn't go public.
He mad. George called TMZ. You mad? George called TMZ.
He went public through Ness, which I don't really think is the same thing. But
you a hater, bro.
No, I mean,
how you mad? How you mad that TMZ called a celebrity?
Because I wanted him on first.
I was watching the news. I was watching the news, and they reported on Kim Kardashian talking about the Tiger Netflix and how she's gotten all these messages because people believe Carol killed her husband.
Frozen or you?
Oh shit!
Thought?
I'm not frozen.
Nah, you froze.
Who, me?
I'm so glad you're on because that happened earlier.
I'm right here.
Okay, there you go. My bad. It froze up for like 3 seconds.
I wonder what is that.
You were speaking about the Tiger and Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, you said Kim Kardashian came on talking about the Tiger. That's where we left off.
Yeah, because what I mean to say by that is that she posted it and it became news because she's a celebrity. Her post was, I'm getting all these DMs and texts because people are telling me they believe Carol killed her husband. What do you think? So that caused a reaction throughout the media world because she's so popular. You can't not hate on TMZ for contacting a legendary boxer that obviously gone through the same thing. You don't want to associate what happened in Zaire to what happened to Wilder, and that's fine. That is your opinion. But other people see the familiarities in the situation.
I see the generalities in the situation. There are definitely some generalities in the situation, but but to me, the situation gets blown out of proportion. To me, the situation gets put on a pedestal when it gets spoken into, into the media, into the open world. You know what I mean? And so to place that kind of pressure on whatever sort of relationship they may or may not figure out together it's unwarranted. It's unnecessary.
You're just
this
a hater,
is what
bro.
Deontay needs to do. Put his head down. Keep his same team together. and do his best to show up on fight night the same cocky dude that he was before. That's what's going to win him the fight, not George Foreman's special sauce. You know what I'm saying? What you want Michael Jordan? You want Michael Jordan to mix some special stuff into a bottle like on Space Jam, and then Deontay's gonna drink it and turn into a cartoon character? What do you think's gonna happen? What does Foreman got for him?
You're a hater, brother. Listen,
Yo,
you know what Foreman got. He put the fear of God in you. You're afraid. You're afraid of what it is Foreman can do. You know, that's what's going on here. People are nervous. You are the representation of the Fury fandom, and you're showing their panic. You're showing that they are nervous.
And I know it's hard not to be nervous about a fight where the guy's lost conceivably every round.
And that's why
the fighter he's
that's why he's doing what Fury did. That's why he's doing what Fury did. See, that's the funny thing. AJ and Fury change it up, and they get blessed. They get put on this other level. Now Wilder's thinking possibly he may change it up. We don't know for sure because this is George. This is George saying what he wants. He is the one, like Lennox wanted to help AJ. George wants to help Wilder. And you are jealous. I can see that. You want it to be George helping someone else, not Wilder.
No. Yo, listen, Lennox makes it. Go ahead, Enrique. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Point, right?
Yeah, of course.
You mentioned TMZ and George Foreman, but Steve, what was his name from Impact, Marciano, mentions TMZ to gain and build a superstar. This is all part of the formula of boxing, period. You want good light on boxing, TMZ and George Foreman is good light on boxing. I'm correct myself. I said Thriller Manila. It was the Zaire fight that George Foreman compared Fury and Wilder to.
We know what you meant.
And I really agree that with George Foreman going in his corner and being a mental support is not putting your head down. It's probably saying, yo, keep your corner together. You're going to easily beat him like this, because this is what I thought was going to happen. And they're going to put a plan together, a strategy for Tyson Fury. He sees his style. George Foreman sees Tyson Fury's style. And he knows Deontay Wilder's style, and what he has can beat him. And I agree with George Foreman.
Look, I'm not mad. I'm not mad that TMZ covered this or broke this. I'm not going to lie. It would have been nice for the friend of the show to let us know that they spoke. But I'm not mad at that. You know what I'm mad at? I'm mad that we do a show a day, right? And we're in the situation we're in, and TMZ's got these guys. And again, I'm not hating. These people get their assignments, the same way I used to get my assignments from newspapers and websites and stuff, right? But this dude does not understand the intricacies of boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's why Nestor Gibbs would be better on TMZ. You know what I'm saying? But not everybody can get a Nestor Gibbs. So this turns into, so what happens when a casual gets this interview, gets the scoop, he turns it into something that it's not. He turns it into as many talking points as he can. And that's what's been done here is perhaps a beautiful, intricate conversation between two people has been sullied, in my opinion. It's ugly. It's muddy now. You know what I'm saying? We're all talking about it. We're all gossiping. What did you think they talked about the Tiger King? Yo, you think they talked about Prince Charles getting coronavirus? What do you think they talked about? Huh?
They talked about boxing. That's what I'm saying. Like, they talked about boxing and how not to, keep yourself down in your depression. How not to, stay in the freaking, the lowest of the lows. He probably gave him the right pep talk, the right motivation to let him know it's not over. You're still a multi-millionaire. You still are the biggest puncher in boxing history. And if you make the right changes and you give yourself the right attitude, you're giving yourself a fighting chance. I just don't get, why is there so much negativity to George, who's a legend? They ain't never done nothing to nobody. Everybody bought his George Foreman grill. Why are you so mad that he's connecting with Wilder?
I didn't say I was mad that they're connected.
Well, you're
I'm mad that
definitely
he
being-
put that connection out in front of millions
being
upon millions of people
pessimistic.
at a time where all were home. You know what it is?
Oh, he
You know what
put it
is? I
out.
figured
He
out.
put
I
it out.
figured
He
Go
owns
ahead.
TMZ.
I
He
figured it
owns
out.
TMZ. He put it out. He
Yeah,
owns
I figured
TMZ.
it out. You said I'm scared, so that I'm getting nervous. But in reality, what it really is you're clinging to anything that you can that you think will turn this fight different. Oh, George Foreman. Oh, you know what? Let's bring Evander Holyfield in it. You know what? Is there any way that we can duplicate Muhammad Ali's mind and put it into some Westworld computer, and then he could give him some advice too? Who else do you want to bring in? Will
Mario.
Chamberlain? Who else?
Mario.
You know what I'm saying? That's what your problem is you're trying to hold on to everything you can. But I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. Listen to me. Foreman is not the answer that you're looking for.
What's the
That
answer?
is not. That is. I don't know, brother. Listen. I know. I've been watching boxing a long time, but I don't know everything about boxing, and I never will. That is way above my pay grade. I don't know what that man needs to do. I have my opinion on what he needs to do, but it's probably right or wrong, whatever.
There was a keyword that you just said that invoked something inside of me. You said that there's a difference. There's a difference. There's something different.
I don't know what's up with that little. They losing internet, but real quick, we got a cash app from.
Easily put it on them again.
Let me get to this cash app from Trenton Jones, who says, I just cash apped you, Ness. Mario has never been a heavyweight champ, but he know why Wilder needs to do more than one of the GOATs. Nick, shut up.
Yo, I respect the opinion. I think what he's saying is like, how could I even for a second believe that a heavyweight champion
Supermax, really?
What did he say?
I'm reaching. I don't even, what the fuck? I don't even understand how everyone is not on my side. How isn't this a good thing that a legend contacts a former champion?
You need it to
You're
be
a hater. Y'all haters. Y'all haters.
What's the
right
bad
now,
thing
this got
about
turned.
it?
This
Hold on,
is
I'm
being
trying to
turned
figure
into
out
a
what's
circus.
the bad thing. It ain't training. It's saying he didn't say anything about come train with me for 2 or 3 weeks. He said come hang out with me. So why is it becoming like, yo, him hanging out with Tyson Fury, him hanging out with George Foreman is gonna make him a better fighter, but it's not nothing to do with fighting. So what are you talking about? It's a mental thing. It's all mental.
But doesn't that turn him into a better fighter?
It's about mindset. We had a person, a female in here. I can't remember her name, but forgive me, girl. She said it's a mindset. Fight is a mindset. Life is mindset. You go outside of work and you have a mindset, and your day is better than yesterday. You know. So George Foreman and on TMZ and inviting him and speaking to him on the phone. That's changing Deontay's mind. On having his head down.
Yes.
You know, his head. Hold your head high. Don't put your head down.
Let me quote. He said, we talked because I was in that position where I lost unexpectedly with the title in Africa. Only I know what he's going through, right? He says, where am I? Just had the other quote.
Yeah, he's related in that.
There it is.
We lost you, Ness.
Okay, so I'm trying to say this quote here where he said, we talked because I was in the position where I lost unexpectedly with the title in Africa. Only I know what he's going through. He's gonna have to live with the Fury laws, but I can show him how to live with that and how to come back better. We talked a lot on those lines. So Mario said he heard this. Mario said he read the quotes, but obviously he didn't because he's like, oh, what they talk about? Are they gonna get some sauce? Are they gonna get some chicken? All this weird shit when he's letting you know they talking about fighting. They talking about fighting.
That's not what I said.
He also goes on to say
that.
He also goes on to say, not only beat him, Wilder can easily do it. Give him another chance. He'll show you. But that quote right there is what has Fury fans and Mario shaking in their boots. Give him another chance because he'll show you.
And another quote, and I'm gonna say it not verbatim. He says something along the lines of like, yo, when you go into that ring, the title's vacant. It's not your fight. It's not your belt. Take your belt back. It's a vacant title. So again, these are like mental things he's sharing with him. We don't have that. I never lost a big ass Thriller in Manila or Zaire fight in Africa. Come on.
Yo,
that's what I'm telling you. He's trying to.
It's 9:45.
No, I know. Troy probably overslept again. This is the second time we scheduled him. Listen, Mario is trying to minimize everything that's happening and marginalize. Is what I said. He's trying to. Yo, let's just brush it off our shoulder. This ain't nothing. So what? Who's George? No, he's not relevant. That's what he's doing. But we know as boxing fans, this is huge. This is huge. You got a legendary dude that went the same thing you went through. Now he invited you 2 to 4 weeks to stay with him, and he had the conversation talking all about boxing.
Could have been huge before it was turned into this media circus.
Hate is real.
That's what makes.
It could have been huge.
That's what makes it huge, brother. That the media is what makes it huge.
Listen, I remember when Muhammad Ali went to. Oh God damn it! I had it in my head for this whole time. What heavyweight fight was it where Muhammad Ali, he hadn't been seen for like years, and then he came out and he went to somebody's camp. It was a heavyweights camp. What fight was it?
I don't know. I only know.
Anyway, look, real quick. My bad. Listen, the point I'm trying to make with that, and I'll think of the fight in a little bit. The point I'm trying to make with that is that was turned into something completely different. This was a man who just went to see and pay homage and be like, yo, real recognize real. I respect what you're doing. And this turned into like this whole thing, like Muhammad Ali's backing so-and-so. Oh, he's going to show him all the tricks of the trade. Like, shut the fuck up. No, he's not. This isn't what he's came to do. Like, and with Foreman, that's what I'm trying to say. Whatever help he can give him from a mental perspective, that's something deep. That's something that they got to do between themselves that nobody else will understand. I agree with what y'all are saying. The problem is it's going about in the wrong way. If this man wants to be in the camp, he needs to be in the camp. He needs to be talking to him. You don't hear conversations that Deontay's having with his own personal team. You don't hear conversations between him and Ness. You know, Ness might give something that Deontay allowed him to give, but nobody's out here talking about that. The stuff blowing it up into a Rumble in the Jungle.
Exactly. Like, I'm not Foreman, bro. I'm not Foreman.
This isn't Rumble in the Jungle. Okay, this was not.
Foreman is a celebrity. Foreman is a legend in boxing, so Foreman garners this attention. You just hating right now, but it's all right. Everybody sees it. Look at the chat. People saying, "And Mario's a hater."
Ness, on the flip side,
wait for 2 weeks and then we'll see what the comments say.
On the flip side, I want to know what the Cash Appers and what Mario thinks. On the flip side, Tyson Fury was on a British show talking about he gonna do it again easily.
Yeah,
so
he did.
if he easily figured out Wilder from first fight, what makes you think that another fighter in Wilder can't figure out Tyson Fury in the third fight?
I didn't say he
That's
couldn't.
what rubber match is all about.
No, I didn't say. Well, first of all, it's not like that kind of rubber match because the first fight was a draw, and most people thought Fury won. But I agree. I understand what you're saying. But wait, I'm sorry. Fuck. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's still a rubber match. It's still a trilogy, and it's still this strategy being placed, right? Implemented, and now you have George Foreman in your ear, not on victory, but on mindset, on strategy, mentally, and how to approach things with your corner. With your head up high, prideful, not down.
Yo, so Rue in the 504 says, BS Ness, you blasted AJ and Fury for changing it up. And he's talking about when AJ and Fury changed it up in terms of their training camps. And, okay, I blasted them. Both of them were successful in their change. And everyone else was happy with their change. I blasted them. So because I blast them, Wilder isn't allowed to do the same, or he should not do the same because I have a connection with Wilder. He needs to, I don't know, make his decision based off of my opinions. No, that's not how it works.
Yo, that's the crazy part. See, Mario, Ness just said, I blasted him. So you're blasting. You're then turning it into a media thing. So are you blasting? Or are you just like sharing ideas that everybody else has struck in from this conversation in TMZ?
It's a little bit of that. It's a little bit of that. I'm not going to lie. You're right. It's a little bit of the latter. But I will say this, though. I want to be very clear. I'm not blasting the idea of Foreman and Wilder communicating on whatever level, via phone, via Skype, in person, whatever. I'm not blasting that. What I'm blasting is the way that it's perceived, what it's turned into. And when you give them the media sound bites that these journalists want, that I want, that we try to get from these interviews all the time, it doesn't help the situation at all.
Right.
And it could negatively impact it by bringing even more attention and more eyes. Now, how many 60, 70-year-olds are out there that didn't know Wilder before, that stopped watching boxing? Like, well, I remember Muhammad Ali. I'm going to watch this. Like, it brings this unnecessary pressure onto Deontay to say, yo, I got to come out and I got to do this for the sake of Rumble in the Jungle or Thriller in Manila.
There's already pressure on him.
This is dumb.
Bruh, what are you talking about?
To the top. It could always be added to the top.
He said now because George just made a phone call, he's got to live up to the pressure of Thriller in Manila. You're hilarious,
Ness said
bro.
that this was that. Yo, Ness, you want to put George Foreman on his tell the tape? He's like, we'll give his height, we'll give his weight, we'll give his reach, we'll give Foreman made him a phone call.
You're a troll.
Let me get a doubt. I want to get a thought out, right? So, I won't say that George Foreman went up there without some kind of publicity plan. You know what I'm saying? He went up there. We all say it all the time. Good and bad publicity is still publicity.
He went up where they called him. Jesus Christ.
I'm sure, but it wasn't like, hey, George picks up his Skype call. Hey, what's up, TMZ?
Exactly.
It was more than that.
How it happened.
Bruh.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Wait. No. I got to keep interrupting because I'm the one that schedules interviews. So if I'm texting a guy and I'm like, yo, what's going on, George? How you been? No, I'm doing good and everything. I'm like, hey, whatever happened with that Wilder situation? Actually, we had a conversation. Really? Right. Let me FaceTime real quick. That's how it went down. It didn't go down. Oh, let me just FaceTime.
Know?
It's logical. Why would I just FaceTime George Foreman?
All right, so here's another logical perspective. He could also text Wilder and say, hey, Wilder, TMZ reaching out. Is it okay I talk vaguely about what went on? Boom. Vaguely. Yeah, no problem. That could have happened. You know what I'm saying? But I put it like this. Again, based off of a CEO. Based off of I don't know Steve Marcano's position again, but he was somebody high in impact, maybe even like a CFO or whatever, who says, we got TMZ in line. We're about to make superstars. TMZ plays a big part on spreading the news. And that's why I believe that there was more than just like a guy on TMZ, hey, George, can I FaceTime you right now on Skype? Boom, let's do it. It was bigger than that, man.
Listen,
it's
man.
That 60L.
You got to think from a content creator standpoint. You know what I mean?
You're not George Foreman, but now you are TMZ level.
Yes.
And I ain't the one to argue with you. I'm not to be against.
I do. I'm not saying I'm on they level. I'm not saying I'm on they level in terms of popularity. I'm on they level in terms of thought process and thinking. And scheduling.
Process, I can say yes,
like,
but
why wouldn't I want to get George on the show if I'm TMZ? The same reason I want to get him on this show. That makes no sense. Y'all not thinking clearly.
I'm thinking real clear, bro.
Listen, man, we are a news station. If we're TMZ,
but put yourself in Deontay Wilder's shoes now, because you're thinking from Nestor Gibbs, who books guests.
Brother, we are not supposed to be here. We're not supposed to be here to think about Wilder's situation because this is TMZ's content. This is TMZ's article. This is TMZ's video. So why are we thinking about Wilder? We thinking about the content that we got from TMZ and what it uncovered. What did it uncover for us? Something that we didn't know yesterday. What is that? Wilder and George made contact. It's not just social media anymore. It's not just George wants to, willing. They spoke. You are mad that it's no longer propaganda, that it's real now. And that's why you've taken this stance. Because before today, it was just what if. Now we're closer to what can be. And you guys are afraid.
Yo, that was
no, hold on. Not you guys. I gave you.
He's talking to us, Casual.
And my feelings. You said your feelings and you shared your feelings with the world. Mario was saying his feelings could relate to about 85% of boxing public.
Yeah, listen, it's funny, bro. It's funny. I mean, yeah, no. You know what? I'm Mr. Agreeable, right? I always agree. So let me agree. Man, you're right, bro. George Foreman, he won the fight for Wilder now. It's over. If I was Fury, I'd just retire then, because obviously the phone call made all the difference in the world. So you know what I'm saying? Like, It's clear to me. No, that's horseshit. Look, at the end of the day, this was a phone call that we have no idea what transpired. We have no idea what else this could turn into. All we know for sure that it turned into is this media soundbite. That's it. Look, the title of the interview has "Rumble in the Jungle" in it. Like, that's just fucking, that's clown stuff.
So that's
bro.
what you're mad at. You're mad that they are trying to capitalize on or maximize on the reach of this particular article and video. That's what you're jealous of. You're jealous. You're jealous that they got. You're jealous that they got George.
You don't even believe Wilder can win, do you? You think he needs like this magical potion.
You're jealous. You're jealous they got George Foreman. You're jealous that Wilder got to speak to George.
We don't need
and
George
you're afraid.
Foreman, bro.
Look, we got Robert Brand on. We got Robert Brand on.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Who's actually a former champion. He knows a thing or two about being a champion, unlike yourself. And we'll get his opinion on the situation, man. Rob, how are you? Good morning. Thank you first and foremost. I believe you guys are living in Vegas these days. Hopefully in Texas, and you're just in Vegas for training. But we didn't wake you too early. Good morning. How are you, brother?
No, I'm doing real well, man. Thanks for having me call in.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I've been a long-time fan of the show.
I know, man.
Yeah.
I brag all the time how you're a Patreon, man. One of the first boxers to sign up to our Patreon, so we always are going to appreciate that, man. We want to thank you, obviously, for coming on. We're going to talk a little bit of everything. Obviously, the topic of the discussion today is George Foreman and Wilder making some contact. They've actually shared a phone call. And we got the resident hater, Wario, a.k.a. Mario here, says that this means nothing. It's all propaganda. This is just George Foreman capitalizing. Why did he publicize this phone call with Wilder to TMZ? He just wants media clicks. What do you think a guy like George brings to the camp for Deontay Wilder?
I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, a lot of it has to do with like the rapport between the fighter and the coach. I don't see it being like the best match in the world, but again, I'm not in the training sessions with them, so it's tough to say. But I don't see George being able to bring a whole lot to the table for Deontay Wilder. Of course, Deontay Wilder's always going to have a few things here and there he has to work on, but the dude's got the greatest eraser of all time. Like, you can't really teach a lot of the things that he does. He can, like I said, you have to be perfect for, 36 minutes to fight him. He's got to be perfect for 2 seconds. I mean, obviously, Tyson Fury proved otherwise. He got that big shot off before Wilder did, but I don't bet against Wilder. Doesn't matter who he's in there with.
So George seems to believe that only he can help Wilder because only he has gone through what Wilder has gone through, right? Being, this perceived big puncher and supposing to be able to knock out everyone and then not being able to do that with Ali and being outclassed by Ali. So he feels like, look, I went through it in Zaire, in Africa. I lost my belt. Only I can help him get over this Fury loss and learn how to live with it, which was interesting. He said the word he's going to have to live with it, and I can show him how to live with it. Is that a monkey on your back forever? I know you suffered your first loss, and you lost your title.
Yeah.
So is that monkey metaphorically there forever?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I think that when you take that loss, like, that's it. Like, you've lost. You got to move forward, or you got to live in it. So I mean, it comes down to how he speaks to the Wilder. I think that there's plenty of people that could work with Wilder. Wasn't Floyd saying the same thing, that he could help Wilder become the best? I mean, of course, the golden goose. Everyone's gonna want a piece of that. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's gonna. I mean, shit. I've taken a loss at the world championship level. I mean, I'll train them for that little percentage too. I'm not. It's tough to say. You know what I mean? It's all gonna come down to what Wilder's the most comfortable with.
First and foremost,
he's gonna know what's best for him.
Absolutely. First and foremost, Mr. Brandt, thank you for joining us in these times. We really appreciate it. We always love having you on. Very well spoken. Awesome interview all the time. Second of all, thank you for providing the insight into this topic because, yeah, man, you said it best, I think. But let's get into you real quick. Just talk to us real quick with, the state of the nation right now, where we're at with this COVID-19. What has it? What is your daily life like? Are you able to train? Just walk us through some of the things that are going on with you right now in this time.
Yeah, man. I mean, everyone's just kind of in limbo. Everything is shut down. Literally. So it's it's finding something to do every day. Like every day, I work out every day. I run a lot. The social distancing is real. There's a lot of people out and about. In our neighborhood, but they're not close to each other. They're not touching. So, I put in my miles. I have a bag set up at my house. I have all that. So I mean, I'm not going to get too big. I'm not going to get morbid in between. Like I'm not going to be coming back as a light heavyweight, but it's trying times, man. There's a lot of people, especially there's a lot of people with compromised immune systems or older folks. Like I don't want to be around that many people just because I could be a carrier. I could be the reason that someone's grandparent or parent gets sick. So it's a tough time for everybody. So, but it's a lot of self work. Everyone's going to prove their self-motivation after all this.
Yeah, very well said. And so you didn't have anything planned, right? You didn't get a fight canceled. You hadn't had anything on the docket for 2020 yet?
We were talking about trying to get in late June, early July, because that's when I had the hearing. I mean, like I just got fully released to punch with force with my left arm today.
Yeah.
This is the first.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I was working towards it, but, all this happened and, it could be for the best. It lets me, continue to work on it. Yeah. I mean, I went into it, I was hungry, like I really wanted to get back into it after the injury happened. So I was really in some really good shape and continually working towards that. And then, of course, the unfortunate situation happened with the virus. So now just, trying to keep that same energy throughout the whole thing and try not to get too big.
So let's say that there are like a couple months left in the year. I mean, are you for sure going to get in if you get the chance this year? Like, no matter the opponent, like you're not going to be able to secure anything, super significant in such a short amount of time. But will you just take a stay busy fight if you can this year?
I mean, in my opinion, every fight's significant. Because like I said, you lose one of those stay busy fights, no one thinks about you ever again. So, I'll take what I get. Like I said, the state of the sport is in kind of disarray right now. Everyone's wondering where their next check is going to come from, or because once they kick boxing back again, there's going to be a lot of people who need to get on. There's a lot of big stars, mid stars, people are just starting out. Everyone's going to need to get busy. So I mean, I just want to compete. Of course, I want to compete against the best. It's going to get me ready for this type, keep me ready for the top level. That's what I want, but I'm at the mercy of the sport right now. I'm at the mercy of the virus and the mercy of everything. So one day at a time.
So, Rob, can you tell me how are things going? Aren't you being trained now with Bo McIntyre?
Yes, yes, I am. I mean, we've all been kind of staying apart as of right now. I haven't been wanting to fly anywhere to get onto a plane. But I was a couple weeks ago. I was in Omaha. I've been going back and forth quite a bit, so whenever I get a chance. Obviously now travel restrictions, I can't get over there, but the second that I get, they start loosening those up a little bit, I'm going to hop in the car and just drive down instead of flying. So, yeah, I've been staying busy with them for some time. I was in camp with them for a long time. I was supposed to be on the card, when Steven Nelson had the fight with Chem Killick. That was actually supposed to be the card that I was supposed to be on, but then the injury happened. So, it's just trying to keep the mind occupied.
Definitely. So how is it being in that camp? Right now, I'm not going to front. A lot of people are high on Crawford and that team. Everyone is getting wins over there. Shakur goes through there. There's a lot of elite level sparring. Has it been the same for you, being as though that you're a 160-pounder and all those guys are like, 47 and below?
I mean,
except for Nelson, right?
Right. Right. And I mean, like everyone works together really well. It's high level and everything. You know, I mean, of course, you know, there's going to be benefits in being a little bit smaller, but it's not like guys who were not fighting for a little bit are walking around at their fight weight. You know, so if I'm in camp and somebody in there is there, you know, they're eating a little bit, it ends up being relatively even in terms of your weight. You know, you have Maurice Hooker you could always work with. You know, he's ready to work with anybody any weight. Bud works with anybody at any weight. And, you know, pretty much everybody's, you know, holds their own. So it's
so what you
it's
saying?
high level everything. Plus they have a coaching staff and a few coaches.
You saying you got that Bud work?
Works with everybody. So I have worked with Bud before. I've worked with Bud. I've worked with Spence. That's why I'm so interested in that fight personally. You know, I think that's a legacy fight.
Who works harder in the gym?
Not going there. Not even going.
Yeah. You know why?
I work out a lot more.
You know why? Because you know who. You know the answer. That's why you're not going there.
What do you mean? I'm not going to be the inside source on anybody's site. You know what I mean? Like that's just I tell you the same thing I tell anybody even at the camp. You know that's you guys are gonna best man is gonna win. That's all I gotta say. I don't leak.
Who's you there, Rob? Did we lose him?
Yo, yeah, you know, I don't know. I think he was either
what, Mario? Yeah, I think
exactly who's going to win that. And
Rob, you there?
Yeah.
Rob? All right.
There was like a little glitch in the connection right before he dropped off. I heard that. But yeah, you know, I'll continue with what he was saying real quick because, you know, obviously he knows that the Foreman thing, you know, is just trumped up stuff. And so, you know, he made that known that, you know, what could really come from a phone call, one phone call. You know, you don't go to the therapist
back to that.
one
Your
time.
hate is real on this.
Hold on. No, but it ain't one time. And then I'll also add what he said in quotes.
He said it's not what you don't know if it's one time. It was a phone call. You don't know.
Sure.
You don't only go one time to a therapist. That's why that's why the invite was there. The invite is open. We don't know now about the 2 to 3 week stay if it happens or not.
See, I can rock with that. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the message coming from Ness, maybe not purposely, but definitely coming from Ness, is like, this was it. The phone call did it all. It's over now. Wilder got this.
You're hilarious,
and so,
bro. Your hyperbole is ridiculous.
Nah,
My man
bro, I'm just saying how
everything.
you know I'm here to help you get your message across. And so, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the message that's coming across right now.
To hate on Wilder. Let me see if
What?
Rob, are you there? I think it's him right here. See if we got him. Rob, you there?
Yeah, I'm in here. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, brother. So where exactly did we lose him? Does anybody remember where we lost him? I think he was just giving me credit for being
Ben Crawford, and he was saying that he wasn't going to give us the soundbite that we were looking for. No, I'm just kidding.
So, right. I mean, you could tell us, though, like, I don't know, who do you more, like, what percent do you have of, like, coming out on top with either or? No, not certainty on the win. No, not certainty. Like, all right, so I spar, right? It's certain guys that I just can't look as good. Like, I get out of there depressed. So, you know, which one is more difficult for you? Hey, don't tell me we lost him again.
You cut out.
It's the internet, bro. I think it's the internet.
You froze up. I think it is. It's like you're on Wi-Fi.
But I'm not.
I know. I'm just saying something is pausing, like Wi-Fi resulted in a pause.
It's weird because it didn't do that at all the rest of the time. And I see him right here on the thing, but yeah. So Enrique, back to what you were saying.
I'm gonna connect them on the bat line.
Okay. Yeah, you were saying that, like, if this results into like a 2-week stay or 4-week stay, or he comes into camp, yeah, the more time together, the more I could understand what could come from it. But for me, I don't know, like, what a phone call can do. One phone call, a single phone call can do. And that's where all this stories comes from. It's not the potential. People are already satisfied with what has come from the situation in just a simple phone call.
I think it's the potential. I don't think the phone call makes a change in the third fight. I think the phone call and what unfolds of the phone call that Wilder and former heavyweight George Foreman have, I think that helps. And propaganda, yes, it is propaganda, but the topic is real. Like, the topic, George Foreman was sincere about it. So if they connected, the rapport's there.
Yeah, this I don't know. It might be an outage in the area, man. It might be just best to come back later because we keep glitching out. I don't know.
Are we glitching
It's up
out?
to you.
Yeah, because you guys freeze up as well, so I don't know. And I tried to use Skype, and it's giving me some difficulties as well. Hold on.
Did you mean like hold on, like don't talk?
No, like take over while I connect Rob.
Oh, this is nasty.
Hello?
Yeah,
oh, you froze.
You might want to restart everything, man.
Yeah, if you do that, if you restart, it's gonna be
a new show.
Yeah, but let me see if we got Rob now.
I got you.
Yes. So we had to use our backup line. I don't know what's going on with the main line, but hopefully we don't lose the connection with you again. And I'm going to pull up the people's questions. Anybody got something else before we get to that?
If they don't ask, I'll ask it. Go ahead.
All right. Let me see here. Robert Brent, we got a couple of questions from the people. First one coming from George Foster in the UK says, who do you think are the top 3 middleweights right now?
Canelo, Andre. We're saying not including myself, correct?
I mean, you can include yourself.
Yeah, I'm not going to include myself. It comes off real Trump-like. I'm going to say, I have a hard time not throwing Saunders in there. Even this dude, he fuck up a wet dream, but I'm going to say Saunders, Canelo, and Andre.
Man, you brought him up. You're a married man. You're going through COVID-19. What did you think of his Instagram post that's now going viral for negative reasons because he was playing with domestic violence or abuse in his social media posts? Oh, man, we lost him. Yeah. I cannot believe what's going on. It's got to be some sort of shortage in this area. I've never experienced this before. I'm going to just reschedule.
Yeah, so anyway, man, he threw Billy Joe Saunders in there. I don't know. I think still
I mean, most memorable fight is the Lemieux fight to me, right? Is that the fight where he was with the
Yo, we're gonna reschedule him, man. I just let him know, bro. It's just not even working right. But I'm gonna close a few browsers. Maybe since it's the internet, maybe if I don't have as much stuff going on, it works a little better than it should. But nah, it's definitely some internet really causing some issues. Are you guys there? I see you moving, but no words.
Yeah. We're here.
Okay.
We're here.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know, man. Sucks, man. I had such a great show planned for today, and that's gonna definitely slow things down.
Terrific.
Say what?
I mean, no, these interviews were terrific. I mean, what if you try to restart and we come back in time for the last interview? That last interview is not for another 30 minutes. Oh, 15 minutes. My bad.
Yeah, nah, man, that ain't gonna work. Like I said, I closed some things down, and gonna try and use less internet. But you know what? I didn't even think my daughter's been here too. She's probably in there going hard. I don't know. I opened up the phone lines again. It may get spotty on Skype, as you seen. It was dropping off with Rob Brandt. I don't know really what it could be. I'm gonna have to get on the phone with the internet company like I've done in the past. I feel like it must be some sort of outage in the area. I could check the app though. But I guess in closing, man, you know, Mario made it into a debate. You know, we tossed the word hate around a lot, but I don't understand the negativity. I think someone on the level of Foreman, and I think my decision is also based on the fact that I look at boxing from a business standpoint because I live in this reality. This is the reality that we live in, and I understand that, you know, what raises your profile, to use Eddie Hearn's word, it's what's going to help your career. And this is a raising of a profile from both aspects, not only from a educational one where he can get something out of it, but also from a, you know, a social status one. Like, this will give Wilder more attention, linking up with a, you know, legendary fighter. It's obviously going to give him more attention. But yeah, man, that's my final thoughts.
Yeah, my final thoughts, real quick, are that everything you said is no, I'm just kidding. No, listen, everything that you said. Look, I want to understand what you expect from this. I just really, really don't. Now, again, like Enrique said, see, I could rock with what Enrique said. If this leads to some sort of stable relationship between these two men, then, you know, we don't know what that could be. It could be good. It could be bad. It could be nothing. But I just can't rock with the idea that a single phone call is the end-all, be-all. But, you know, maybe I'm not seeing it through the right lenses.
Well, my final thought and the lens I'm looking at it through, again, it's just a relatable situation. You know, Zaire was mentioned. This is a big loss. Some people carry losses different. You know, I'm sure fighters have gone into depression after that going away, or some kind of dark place where they need somebody in boxing who felt that to relate and bring them out of the darkness. And I think that's the part that we don't know is what's going on with Wilder after this loss, after being as boisterous as he is and tough and pounding on his chest to this day. And, you know, George Foreman, that stable rapport is needed, you know, that corner. And I think that it will help mentally. You know, not saying, oh, because he called, now he's got the formula to be victory. No, the formula is going to be worked on. Just as of Tyson Fury, he has to have a formula because, like our guest said, right, 2 seconds of
2 seconds of what? He froze up.
I like that line. I like that line. That was a good line.
What was that line? We lost it. 2 seconds of what? We lost you.
You lost me.
I lost you. 2 seconds of what?
Well, Rob said all Wilder needs is 2 seconds of perfection. You can't bank against him.
Yeah, but we can't go into this fight like that again. We can't go into this fight
That's
talking
not what
about.
I'm not saying that. I'm giving scenarios. So I just said if that's all Wilder needs, you know, that shit exists. It exists.
Rob said it best. The erasers is, you know, you can't teach some of the stuff that Deontay does. A lot of it. You know what I mean? And so what do you help him with from a mental capacity? Because that's what we're talking about then. Because, you know, Rob Brandt saying, how do you help them unless you're there or unless you're constantly, look, man, I don't want to say this because I don't want it to come out wrong, but I'm not saying this about Wilder. All I'm saying is like when you deal with like AA, you have a sponsor, right? If George took that type of role, like a sponsor, and again, I'm different scenarios, please don't misunderstand me. Different scenarios. But if he did take that on, like a sponsor role, where he'd go and he kind of shows him the way and he prevents him from maybe like making bad decisions or whatever the case may be, I could rock with that. But look, a phone call that TMZ blows up with the headline saying Rumble in the Jungle, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
what if he becomes his mentee? What if he becomes his mentee and George Foreman is the mouthpiece throughout the whole training?
Yo, I will come on this show and not only say that I was dead wrong, I'll shave my fucking eyebrows if that happens. That ain't happening. Okay, I'll shave my eyebrows on goddamn air. It ain't gonna happen.
What?
It could, but I just, you know what? I probably shouldn't have said that, but now I gotta shave my damn eyebrows. Yeah, I thought I started popping off a little bit, but
damn, lost him again. This is ridiculous. Let me check my app. It sucks. Let me let's open up these phones.
Damn it.
Yeah, I know. Let's open up these phone lines. I'm gonna check if it's in my area. It has to be some sort of outage in my area, bro, because this is I mean, we've been doing the show for a long time and I've never had this many interruptions. But let's go ahead and open it up. You know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
All right. We're going out to... Who's up first on the boomerang tip? Looking like...
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all. I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from terrorists.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing him. You want to bet?
You bet 100,000 on that.
Let's bet $1 million.
Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
J-Matt.
What up, Jay? There.
J-Mac. I don't hear him.
Yo,
all right. Well,
Enrique, why ain't you stop me from saying I was gonna shave my eyebrows, big dog? You gotta see that in the future, bro. You gotta just text me like, hey, don't be talking about shaving your eyebrows, big dog.
Yo, shaving your eyebrows. I mean, I thought you were that confident in what you were saying.
I really was, and then it just hit me. I was like, yo, you just said you were gonna shave your eyebrows, big dog. And are you 100% confident? You are not 100% confident. You need to shut up right now.
And with boxing, you gotta know you can always be wrong. You know, Jim Langley was not 100% right.
Nobody is. You're right.
Let me go back to him. He says he's here. Maybe he had himself muted. J-Mac.
Yo, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hey, good morning. I heard some of the interview. I didn't hear Rob Brand. It started messing up right before you went to the bad line. And he wouldn't tell us who worked harder. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. I seen Rob Brandt in the ring and in the gym with Spence, and there's a reason why he out there in Colorado Springs now. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm just gonna make an educated guess. And the work he was getting in Dallas and to the work I see in Colorado Springs, no comparison.
You in the gym? You in the gym with them?
I've been in the gym to have my opinion, and with my boxing logic and what I see two different levels.
Oh, so you seen them spar? You got to see Rob Brand and Earl spar?
I sure did.
And you got to see Terrence and Rob spar too?
No, I didn't get to see that, but I have a close ear in the gym that lets me know.
A close ear. Is your ear by any way rhyme or sound like flown bone? Because I hear you.
Why are you discrediting what this man's seen with his own eyes?
I'm not discrediting. I'm saying he said his source into the Crawford's gym is Stone Bone.
He said
and he got to see Rob Brandt and Earl spar. I don't see how you choosing if you ain't get to see the other side.
But I think what his point was that Rob Brandt chose to be where he's at for a reason. So take that for what you will.
His point or what he was insinuating?
Both. Because his point was insinuating that this man chose the better camp.
His opinion was that he chose the better camp.
Sure, but it's based off of logical reasoning.
Is it logical to make your opinion based off someone else's word of mouth? Or should you let your eyes be your eyes?
If I go to McDonald's and then I go to Burger King and then you see me at Burger King all the time, you know what I like more.
Also,
right?
Yeah, correct. And since you're using that analogy, let's stay there. You ain't just gonna come on this show and say, yo, I like McDonald's over Burger King if you haven't tasted Burger King. Just because Enrique told you, yo, the Whopper's good, you're not just about to say Burger King's better than McDonald's.
But Rob Brandt has had both, and he is currently at Burger King.
Rob Brandt.
But that's the logic in him deciding that that's the decision based off of who works harder.
Cool, and that's what and we're not bringing up Rob Brandt. We're talking about the caller that called in that chose to say that he agrees with Brandt because he believes that what he's seen Brandt and Earl do and what he's heard about Terrence and his camp, that's why he made the decision and that's why Brandt is in that camp. But again, all that is hearsay. You can't.
He's drawing inferences. You're absolutely right, but at the same time, there's reasoning in that.
I would rather have video or be there live. Like I literally got to see Spence spar multiple people. I seen him spar 54 pounders, 60 pounders. I seen him spar heavyweight. I seen him spar 178 pounder. You know what I'm saying? 78 because the kid was an amateur who is now no longer an amateur. He's one of Earl's fighters. So, I got to see him spar. Have I got to see Terrence spar? Nope. So I never make that. I don't go out on a limb. I don't go and say, yo, Earl works harder than Terrence. I ain't been there.
I don't think it's going out on a limb to say that Rob Brandt has been with both sides and he chose one for a reason. I'm not saying that's true or not. I'm just saying that's a reasonable inference to draw. That's a reasonable conclusion to come to.
Do you understand that I know you're trying to not let
I'm not trying to do nothing.
I know you're not trying to let me cut you off, but do you understand that you're debating the wrong topic? You keep saying Rob Brandt. Eliminate that from the conversation. We moved on. He's no longer the interview. The next person on the line was J Mac.
That was part of what J Mac was saying.
And the flaw in what he said, and I keep emphasizing, is it that you're taking what you heard from a source, and that's cool. You can, because you can have a trusted source, but you are using your source's opinion to base your own. That shows weakness. I can't say I'm going to go have the filet mignon at Outback because Mario said it's fantastic. So I'm not going to say, J-Mac, let's go have this fantastic steak at Outback. No, I have to taste it for myself. I have to make sure that what Mario told me is true. And there is no way to do that in a real life scenario because if you're not invited to the gym during intimate moments when they spar, because not everyone is allowed to watch you spar. You don't get to see everybody spar. That's not allowed. So if you're not there, how could you fully make an assessment? All we see is fanboyism. You wasn't there.
No. That's not totally what it is. No, that's not fair.
I'm not there. I'm not done.
I'm
not done. You can say what you want.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay. Fine.
It's fanboyism
That's all I'm
to
gonna
me.
say.
It's fanboyism to me. If you haven't been to the gym and you're making an assessment, I go to gyms.
That's
I've watched people spar. I've seen them get clipped. I know, and I've seen them clip. So that's where I make my assessment. I don't just be, with the broad paintbrush about how, my man told me he's good. Because I could come in here.
Listen.
I could come in here and say every day I could say what he said. Every day I could say, well, I know people in the gym and I get it on good hand out. My source, that shit is whack.
Okay. But J Mac as a prosecutor, as a defense attorney, what's he doing? He's building a case. His case is based somewhat on opinion of a second party. You're absolutely right. But it's also based upon the idea that Rob Brandt has informed him, not in reality, but through his actions, that he chose a specific camp for a specific reason. And J-Mac is inferring that reason is because he thinks the Terrence Crawford side is the winning side. He thinks they work harder, whatever. And I'm not trying to put words into Rob Brandt's mouth, and I'm certainly not trying to put words into J-Mac's mouth because I know he'll come back for me. All I'm trying to say is that his reasoning is logical. When he's stacking up evidence the way he did in that phone call, he's letting you know, first of all, I think this because Rob Brandt said A, B, C, and he's doing currently A, B, and C in the Crawford camp. You know what I'm saying? But then the opinion he stacks on to compel his argument even more. The same thing we do. You know what I'm saying? The same thing we do. We're using fact and opinion. And the fact is, Rob Brandt is with a certain camp, and he's been with both of them. So he could have chose, and he chose how he believes he chose. That's what I think J-Mac is saying. I don't think it's fair to just say that it's all opinion because it's not. Not totally.
Sure, man. You know, I just like to stick with facts. Did Rob Brandt say who was better?
He did not.
Did Rob Brandt say who he was going to pick?
If he did, I missed it.
Did Rob Brandt say who gives him better work?
Mm-mm.
So anything you insinuate from that interview is all on your own fanboyism.
I've seen you reach way harder than what J-Mac just did. I've seen you reach way harder than what J-Mac just did. But that's all I'm gonna.
Potatoes, tomatoes, risottos.
Oh, that's the argument.
It wouldn't even matter if you've seen me do it. That's what we said on yesterday's episode. That Mario, you need to get a win per episode, not today say, yo, I seen you do this yesterday or last week. Win today.
Yeah, that's tougher to do, right? It's tougher to be held accountable for the bullshit that you say day to day. It is very difficult to be held accountable. And I'm sure that nobody wants that. But listen. I
call
love
me
it.
on it.
Call
me
Go
on
back
it
and
in
check
real
it.
time.
My wins is racked up. I've been racking up wins since 2012. So this is bullshit.
All I'm saying is call me out in real time. Don't take 2 episodes. You know what I mean? Like, that's silly.
Hey man,
you're bringing up yesterday's debate.
Listen, the prosecutor don't get one day to interview everybody. He don't get one day to bring all the evidence forward. You know what I'm saying? So that's nonsense.
Bro,
what you're talking.
If you're gonna go down the prosecutor, judge, and jury, you know, there's also the judge who supersedes the trial, right? So the judge at least has end all be all in the say. We don't have that. We're just prosecutor and defendant or plaintiff, or you know, that's all we do. We cross-examine, but there's no one there to ever slam the gavel and say, okay, you won. You know, we just present our arguments. Right. And
there's nobody to say that your argument has to finish that day once you get compelling evidence to bring forward.
You're very right. You're very right. But that's what I'm saying. In a traditional courtroom, you usually go to trial and get an outcome, not come back after 4 hours of cross-examination.
There's not an appeal process? I thought there was an appeal process in America.
No, absolutely. I love that you're going down the legal system. There's absolutely an appeal process, but guess what comes before an appeal? Some sort of verdict, a conviction. You know, and if you want to, and hold on, I'm glad that you went down the legal system and you chose the word appeal because appeals are for losers. I won. If you need an appeal, that means you lost.
Yo, you hear this man, Enrique?
No. Think about it. Think about it.
It makes sense, though.
No, oh my God.
Appeal is a rematch.
Appeal is a rematch, though. You asking for a rematch. You lost already.
I'm asking for the jury to consider all prevalent evidence
before making a decision. But you use the word appeal.
If the jury is hung, then we get that shot to come back and make that.
Do you know that if the jury? No. See, I'm glad you used the legal system. Do you know if a jury is hung, the plaintiff gets acquitted. So whoever's on trial, which in this case is the, I guess, theory of Crawford being better because of a unnamed source that does get to see him spar, but none of the listeners or hosts.
He gave the name. He said who it was.
No, he didn't. I added the name. I'm sorry. I just automatically assumed it was Stone Bone because Stone Bone is the one that has the relationship with Crawford. You know what I mean? And they're all little Crawford buddies. That's what they got in common. They're all little Crawford buddies. They got the Crawford T-shirts and shit. But let's go out to some more callers. We're gonna get to some more boomerangs.
I just caught you, bro. Real time. I'll catch you right here. Look at this.
What?
You just said that it was wrong for J-Mac to take to infer from anything that Rob Brandt said, right? Because he didn't say specifically.
No,
but J-Mac
that's
didn't
not what
say
I
who
said.
it was. But
Mario, that's not what I said.
Logic.
Don't waste your time. That's not what I said. I said it's wrong of J-Mac to base his opinion off a source that said they seen the sparring when you yourself haven't seen it. That's what I said. Stop bringing up Rob Brandt. You're desperate. You can't bring up Rob Brandt. My quarrel is with J-Mac, not what Rob Brandt says. So please stop using his quotes. It has no basis in this argument. My argument is you are the type of person to go eat a steak because they said it's good, and before you eat it, you're publicizing how good the steak is. You didn't eat it. You took it off faith value. You took Enrique's word for it and made it your own, and are now saying how good this steak is. You don't know if there's roaches. You don't know how the service is. Let us know. No, my man seen it. I got it on good word, my man. That's not how you do.
Stone Bone.
No,
but you inferred
again,
from your logic.
Again, I added Stone Bone. Don't add what he didn't. Don't add what he didn't. He's going off a source.
I see what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to
That's
do.
like
okay.
look. That's like me saying. That's like me saying, yo, Joey DeVaco knocked out. Listen to me. That's like me literally saying this technically to a T. I believe Joey knocked out Anthony Joshua because that's the rumor, and I got a source that told me it happened, right? Mm-hmm. So I got to believe my source. How crazy is that? If I came out here and said, yo, he was knocked out. Now again, everything is literal in what I'm saying. Knocked out in sparring. You know how hard that is to go to sleep? You know what I mean? You can't just run with rumors. You can't just run with hearsay is what I'm saying. But that's me. That's me. You know, this is what I do every day. I guess if you're a fan, you could take the word of another fan and y'all can be fans, you know? That's it, you know? But let's go to Stainless. Boomerang, Detroit. What up?
Red belt, black belt, WO and green. I'm king. Undisputed GOAT, TBE. And you can catch the news first on TBV. Voice of the people, now let me speak. Scientists of the sweet, BOXING.
Yo, TBV, what's good?
What up?
What up?
What up?
Yo.
Hold on a minute, Stanley. J-Mac, understand we spoke about counterpunch. You can't go before a boomerang. Like, all the boomerangs got to go. Then you could get your counterpunch because you would be trumping a boomerang. You get it?
Yo, so, man, I almost got dizzy as fuck listening to this Terrence Bud and Errol shit. Like, I thought he was talking about Wilder. So Foreman came out on TMZ, man, talking about he has been advising Wilder, or that he was still trying to.
Nah, that he had a conversation about him and about losing. That's it.
No. He had a conversation with Wilder. Wow. It's no longer social media. I want to help him. He should call me. No, they spoke. They were on the phone. They had a long conversation. And Foreman feels he's the only one that can help him. He's the only one that can help him get through what he's going through emotionally and mentally, because he was also the big bad man on the block that was supposed to knock out Ali, and it didn't happen that way.
Relatable. He could relate.
Okay, I'm about to go on TMZ just to watch that shit for myself, but
Cut it.
Yo, that cut it sound a little bit staticky, right? Or is it me? This is a new computer now. Remember I told you I was waiting on it, and you can see I'm on them sound bites a lot faster because this has got a better reaction time. And is a retina display, so everything seems so different. Like, hey Rue, I never knew what your little avatar was. Like, they look so clear now on the screen. I can see them when I put it. Like Intrigue, I can see him so much more now through his avatar on the screen because of the retina. But yeah, I say all that to say that I feel like that cut it got so much more static than it had in the past, and I don't know if that's just that this plays better audio and
play it again. Let's hear it.
And
Let's
you're getting to see all the distortion in the audio from a producer standpoint. Listen.
Well,
cut it, cut it.
Yeah, well, it is a lot of like a little hum on it. There's a little hum on it. But whatever. We going out to Boomerang, Trey in the Bay. Trey in the Bay, just listening, going una vez. Trey in the Bay, just listening. All right. All right. We're gonna go counterpunch. J Matt.
Yo, can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Yo. Hey, don't speak for me, Ness. Don't interpret or misinterpret or put anything I say. I didn't say that. I didn't say what my source was. It's safe for you to assume what you always do. Run your narrative and spin them and continue spinning it. But don't misquote anything I said. For my boxing knowledge, the dude is he's in Colorado for a reason. He's not in Texas or Dallas, Texas no more. He made the move for a reason. It's clear as day obvious whether you want to speculate, guess. And Myra, I don't need you to speak for me, but you're doing a good job. But at the same time, whether you want to speculate or what have you, the dude made the move to Colorado Springs for a reason. Plus his style and what goes on out there is better fighters to challenge him anyway. That's my call, man.
Yeah, that is speculation. You talking about don't speculate and all this stuff. You speculating. You are such a fanboy that you're automatically assuming that he only moved for better work. You're completely eliminating the main fucking reason, the trainer. You don't think maybe he gets along with Bomac better? Maybe him and Derek didn't see eye to eye. No, it's got nothing to do with the trainer for this fanboy. It's all about Rob Brandt wanting to go spar with Crawford. Man, you are hilarious. Baby, I love that you call in every day and make yourself look like the biggest fanboy of boxing ever. We need more of you. If there were more of you, we would be better than the UK because you love him without any... Like, you see no wrong. My man really thinks Brandt left a world-class trainer because he said the work is going to be better for sparring Bud. Oh, my God, I fucking love it. You can't make this shit up out here, man. Yo, we going out to his brother. He's busy. We are gonna oblige our listeners because he's a working man. I love the blue collar. I know I'm supposed to be getting to you quicker than this, JT, but I do want to say, I mean, you know, I was always a truck driver, so, like, this show, you know, I could imagine if this was not my show and I was listening as a truck driver, so I know what it is. I appreciate, I say all that to say I appreciate that you guys take the time out to listen to this particular show during your work hours to get you through work.
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem, turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yeah, good morning, y'all. What's going on, man? I mean, I'm just waking up, and all I keep hearing J-Mac, Robert Bryant, Mario, Ness. I mean, what's the topic, bro?
Topic is actually George Foreman actually had a conversation with Wilder and gave him some advice and feels like he's the only one that could help him because they've been through similar situations. It kind of transformed as it always does because, you know, I got a love-hate relationship with you Bud fans, so I kind of poked the bear by asking Rob specific questions, and I got what I wanted. Some bees came out, and they named J-Mac.
Let me go before you cut me. And also, Trey said when she busy,
give a boomerang to me, but I want you to come from that with her before you go give it to me. But nah, that's a George Foreman would be a good mentor to help Wilder come back from this defeat that he just took.
All right. Let me get to Brandon, Cincinnati. Good morning. You on mute, B. On once. Twice. Yep. All right, we're going to Cali. Info Joe, you already know.
Mr. Info Joe.
This portion of the show we call In the
Mr.
Know,
Info Joe.
presented by my brother.
Joe, what up? What? All right, well, everybody dropped off over there. I don't know what happened right there. Joe.
Truck drivers, man. Yo.
What's up? Start that over, man. Somebody remove me from the call.
I was just saying, first off, everybody. Okay, everybody have a blessed, no stress day, and shout out to all the truck drivers. Y'all are all the real unsung heroes of America, keeping these grocery stores filled. Shout out to all y'all. Be safe. And far as Wilder and George Foreman, man, I'm not one of those who say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, man. We ain't animals. You can learn something new. And I think George can teach him some new shit. And far as Rob Brandt, man, I think he made a good move by moving to Colorado, man. I think Derek James can only teach one style, and that's the pressure fighting style. So I think that was a good move. And what the fuck? I had something else, man. Shit. Oh, the fight with Triple G and Derevchenko. Hey, man, in the words of the fight doctor, shout out to Chicago, man, that he was bum Lufkin. I only gave him like 3 rounds, man.
Yeah, man. Triple G, he lost that fight. I think I had it 113-115 yesterday on the
You had it 113-114.
Nah, that's you, champ.
Because of the knockdown.
No, that's you. I definitely didn't have that. I had 115.
Well, it would be impossible to score at 113-115 with the knockdown.
Nah, I got the scorecard, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm terrible at math.
No, let's see. Maybe you're right, and maybe I did some sort of.
I'm bad at math, so I'm just trying to think in my head, like, how could you get to that extra point? But I might be wrong. I'm not gonna lie.
I got 115, 112. 112.
Got it. So that's what. Yeah. See, that sounds better because that's another round that you gave Derevchenko that I didn't.
Yeah.
As opposed to a point that where would it have come from?
Unlike Enrique, who gave Golovkin 8 rounds, I gave Golovkin 4 rounds and 1 knockdown. So really 5 rounds,
I thought he had it 7-5.
Nah, I heard him say 8-4 yesterday.
Yeah, I had it 8-4.
Oh, you got it 8-4? Oh shit! I thought
116, 111.
See, I'm bad at math. I heard him say that, but I thought that was so.
All right. So let me go back out to Brandon. They said we couldn't hear him. Hopefully we do now. B, what up?
What's good, Ness, Mario, Enrique? Can y'all hear me?
Perfectly.
Yes, sir.
What up?
Yeah, Mario, I commend you on trying to be a bud brother, man. You still got some work to do. Got to put more bass in your voice when you're talking that bud talk. But I gotta disagree with you about the Wilder situation, man. Nobody's saying Foreman having a conversation with Foreman or spending a couple weeks with Foreman is gonna make him a better boxer as far as skills. But whenever you got a chance to sit down with an OG of the game, a legend, and just soak up some knowledge and pick his brain, you do that. I mean, that's in any arena, not just boxing or anything. And when you think about it, when it comes to comebacks, who has a better comeback story than Foreman? I mean, he lost the title and won it back 20 years later. Yes! He won it back 20 years later. after 40 as a fat old man. I mean, if that ain't resilient,
knocked out a young
and,
heavyweight too. He knocked out. He knocked out Michael Moore, man. He knocked out Michael Moore. So that was a good little run for Foreman on his comeback. That's what I'm saying, yo. But that's Mario. I guess look. You heard him. Look, didn't I tell y'all 2 days in a row? Oh, I see what you're doing. You trying to be down with the little J-Mac and Bud brothers.
You talking shit.
You heard him. I say, yo, you trying to be down with J-Mac and his Bud brothers. And now look, one of the ringleaders comes on and shit. Cause Brandon like a 5-star OG for the Bud gang.
Listen.
He is. He a 5-star. And you heard him. He brought Mario home. He said, Mario, I see you trying to be a Bud brother, but keep working. Put a little more. He gave you even advice. I love it. Y'all got a little gang. Y'all got a little gang. Like, they like 50. They like 50. They started their own gang.
False narratives, bro.
They like 50. They started their own gang. I love it.
That ain't even what happened. Listen, I should listen. They love it because my opinion is unfiltered. I don't have any feelings for Bud or Spence one way or the other. I like them both equally. So when I say what I'm saying, it's just, probably just the truth.
Interesting that you say that. I wonder how Earl is gonna feel. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. Seems like you and Earl shared some intimate times, according to you, and what you've been able to do and see.
Listen,
that would be
in the same boat that you're in. I wonder what Earl would say. I'm in the same boat you're in with him. Me and him had a very good relationship from a journalist standpoint. That's what I'm talking about. And then I'm not gonna lie, he got big and changed his number, and I don't talk to him anymore. But I covered.
So now we get it. Now we get it. He's sensitive, like Foreman said.
No, that's not.
He's
what it
sensitive,
is at all,
so he mad.
He
mad. Bud don't. Earl don't talk to him no more. So he on the Bud train. See, I didn't get mad. Bud got mad at me. Earl got mad at me. But I'm still riding with what I see.
Yeah, man.
I see one man.
I'm in the same boat. I don't talk to neither of them, so.
Yeah, no. I see one man fighting, man. I see one man fight. We got Boomerang in the building. Yo, having 128 gigs of RAM is so dope. I could just fucking go straight. Like, as I seen Intrigue, I was like, boom, I'm already on his intro. It's moving so fast. It's just the internet today. That ain't got nothing to do with me, though. I ain't got nothing to do with me.
Riding in the form with a form, 4 Gianos on my feet, and the paint look wet. Every corner that we been, there's another broke neck. Rolling through the city, swag game on full flex. I know you see me.
What's good? What's good? Y'all good?
We good, man.
Yes,
roasting Bud fans.
Oh, you say you roasting the Bud Scouts?
Yeah, the Bud Scouts. Yo, the Bud Scouts. I love that.
I had to come with them, man. But I missed most of the show. What's the main? What y'all talking about?
Main topic is that George and Wilder actually had a conversation. George feels like he's the only one that can help him because he's been through the same situation, and he can help him learn to live with that Fury loss, and also he feels like he will beat Fury easily. If he listens, though.
Okay. So it's official. Foreman is working with Wilder.
Nah, he didn't announce they working together, but he definitely announced that they spoke, which is what I'm telling. See, Mario, see how he received it? Unlike you, Mario took it negative, like, oh, why is George on TMZ? It's like, bro, at least we got confirmation that they spoke. It's no more just in the media stuff.
That's what's up.
But I think I think Mario's just scared. I think those Fury fans just scared. Imagine, Wilder gets with a legend like that.
I'm scared that George is trying to take my job because he must be a journalist the way that he's breaking news scoops like this.
I mean,
I'm afraid you're gonna get him to replace me.
TMZ ain't got nothing to do with George. TMZ they're gonna create content.
Man, I don't see nothing wrong with that though.
Nah, of course not. I mean, my man's a hater. He a natural born hater. You heard him. He got brought home by the Blood brothers. So they all Blood brothers. They brought him home, and now he got to hate on everything so he could be cool.
That's what's that. You still got Haney coming on today?
Oh yeah, both father and son.
7 o'clock, 7 Eastern.
Father and son. All right, Intrigue. Yeah. We got Haney today, man. Unfortunately, man, we ain't get none of our interviews today, but a little bit of Rob Brandt.
No, bro.
Internet wow in the day.
We'll get Rob Brandt back though.
Yeah. He's super fly.
That ain't no problem.
He's super fly.
He's a good dude.
He was texting me. He said the coronavirus got my Wi-Fi.
Damn, that's a good one.
Ruin a 504. What up? Rue? I just heard his mic.
All right, is this coming through now?
Yes, sir.
All right, what's going on, fellas?
All good.
What up?
Rue,
Yeah,
Rue, I got a report. I got a report because I know you and Stainless were big on the numbers. We doing bad. We lost about 21 people.
Okay. Well.
But we gonna get it back. It's gonna take a little bit of time. I think that the level of consistency will help that. But go ahead.
Yeah, it's gonna take time. But I guess my issue earlier on with your statements was that you're giving a lot more optimism to anything that Wilder could do with Foreman, whatever that is. Whereas with Fury, you literally said he's scared. That's why he's gone back to the Crunk Gym. I mean, it's different. It's
Rue, you know why my energy isn't the same? You know why my energy isn't the same, Rue? Because like any human being, I would expect them to evolve. We have two cases, right? We have two cases of elite level heavyweights switching trainers and or camps after a high level loss. And it worked for them.
That's absolutely true. That's true, but it's like
so I gotta
everybody
take
has that potential to evolve.
But that's what I'm
saying.
saying.
It's okay to give Wilder that consideration, but you didn't give the other guys that consideration.
Absolutely.
It's perfectly fine to think Wilder's going to get better.
No, I listen. I agree. I didn't give those other guys the same, level of consideration because those guys taught me. It's like cheating on a girl, breaking up. It kind of teaches you not to do that again. You know what I mean? Because you went through something and you seen the pain that you caused. So it's the same thing. Like, I laughed at AJ. He's switching trainers. And then it's like, oh, shit, that worked. I laughed at Fury. He's switching trainers. Oh, shit, that worked. Am I going to keep laughing and be stupid 3 times? Or am I going to get on and see that it works? The proof is in the pudding. If 2 other elite level heavyweights change their camp and it worked, why would I not Wilder at this point? If Wilder was the first to do it, I can see my criticism, but at this point, the proof is in the pudding. I would be stupid.
Up on me.
I would be stupid not to evolve. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Enrique.
Yo, but Ness, real quick, you wouldn't laugh at Wilder's situation because you are personally Team Wilder.
Negative, because I feel like I've asked him tougher questions than other people in the media. The things that people are afraid to ask, I'm cool with asking because I know we got a relationship. Like, he never told nobody he slept with Dillian White's girl. He told me that on camera because he cool with me. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't get that from Coogan, who got a bigger channel. Coogan goes to his gym. He said that to me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care. Yeah. I don't care about that because I know that he's not like the rest of these fighters. I've already shown criticism to him and him not cut me off.
Yeah, but what the people want to hear is that in this situation specifically, you're not laughing because you are Team Wilder. It hurt you to see Wilder lose.
But that's not. They want to hear that because they insinuate. That's what they assuming. That's what they want to believe. The truth is,
did it hurt you that Wilder lost?
The truth is, Enrique, you learn from your mistakes, and if that doesn't hit close to home, then I can't tell you nothing else. Like I laughed at 2 other elite level heavyweights for making changes and or corrections. Why would I keep lying?
Did it hurt you the same for those other 2 elite heavyweights to lose as it did for Deontay Wilder to lose?
It hurt me for Anthony Joshua to lose tremendously because if you want to talk about, the
question was Wilder, yes or no?
Exactly, and I'm saying no, and I'm saying no. You want the answer to be yes.
I don't want nothing. I want you to just be honest. The people want to call you a Wilder fanboy is what the people want to call you.
But they already call me that. We the Wilder voice.
So that's why they're bringing up like, yo, you laughed at them. Why not at this one?
And I just explained myself. What I'm gonna do? Keep crashing into the wall, or I'm gonna fucking hit the EBs? People are stupid.
Right.
You can't help people from being stupid. You know.
So right. So now, but this TMZ interview doesn't say anything about George Foreman becoming the trainer.
No, it doesn't.
Right. So I don't even know why this topic. As a trainer.
Because he originally came out. Look, his original statement is being screen shared. His original statement said, maybe it's time for Deontay Wilder to come spend 2 to 4 weeks with me. Happy for Fury, but I see a need for Wilder. So 2 to 4 weeks for most fighters, that sounds like a little baby camp. You know, that's a pre-camp or half a camp. It's an 8-week camp. He asking for 2 to 4. 4 is half. So it ain't the talk. We ain't gonna talk for 14 days, you know, and we damn sure ain't gonna talk for 31.
But we gonna talk, and we gonna do some things that we could talk about.
We gonna work on some shit. We gonna work on some shit. We gonna talk, but we gonna work on some shit. And maybe that's what's needed. Look, people could get mad at my optimism and try to call me on it, but bro, I got to evolve. I chose that route 2 times before. It didn't work, that stance. So I don't get y'all. We got Stone Bone, talk to me. All right. I don't know if that's internet or what, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
But let me see. J-Mac, Boomerang.
Hey, Stonebone say he ready. No, I ain't get it yet, but Stonebone, go back to Stonebone. He say he ready.
So, yeah, man. Where are we with this?
He said go back to Stonebone.
Yeah, hold up.
Oh, my bad.
What in the world was that? Stonebone, talk to me.
Hear me? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Hey, they just don't want you to evolve, I guess. Like, they want you to keep running your head against the wall and expecting it not to hurt after the 3rd time. Everybody else can evolve. You know what I mean? Fury can fire coaches and fire another coaches. He done had 3 coaches since the last, you know what I mean, in the last 2 years. So he talking about dipping his hands in gas. So all of that stuff out of desperation is somehow different from Wilder trying to figure out how to beat Fury. You ain't hear Wilder saying, I'm finna go dip my hands in gas and all this shit. He's just trying to figure out a logical way to get better in the gym to win a fight. That ain't even like something drastic. We accept it. We were excited hearing all this stuff. Like, man, Fury dipping his hands in gasoline, man. He doing all this. Nobody thought it was gonna really be like fist in the glove type thing, but look, we got a great fight, man. Everybody need to skill. All these Wilder haters need to let Wilder figure this out. They should be wanting him to figure this out so they can get the best fight possible. They should want Fury to dominate the best Wilder possible. So everybody needs to just relax. And if you ain't evolving and you just sitting still, I feel sorry for you. Because while you sitting still, everybody else is going past you. You either getting better sitting still or you getting worse. You either first or you last. So you better work hard to try to get it done. And Wilder, whatever lessons you can learn from just talking to people, whatever type of information he got you.
Cut it.
Yeah, man. I'm with him. You know, you got to learn from your mistakes, or you're gonna be stuck in a consistent loop. You know,
I wouldn't be saying nothing if he was like, I want to talk to Virgil Hunter, or I want to talk to Buddy.
A lot of
oh, you know what? Even if he said Nacho Berenstein, it would be weird, but I'd be like, all right, cool. But I want to talk to a dude who never trained nobody.
That's your preference.
That make all the sense in the world.
That's your preference, because let's go down your list. Oh, I want to talk to Virgil Hunter. A lot of help that did for Dominic Brazil versus Wilder. None at all. Oh, I want to talk to Nacho Beristain. A lot of help that did for Marquez to get knocked the fuck out, or rather, he did end up knocking out Pacquiao. Fuck. What was the other?
Yeah,
what was the other?
At
one?
least I said Buddy McGirt.
Oh
who
yeah,
we just had on.
Just like that helped him with fucking Kovalev. Beat it, bro. Like, look, everybody wins and loses.
At least them people have helped somebody before, correct? What's George Foreman's record? 0-0.
What? So you saying George never trained
tripping.
nobody?
I'm saying that George does not have the training prestige of the 3 trainers that I mentioned. Like, come on, you're tripping. And I'm saying you want to reach out to a trainer, absolutely. You want to reach out to somebody who's helped somebody and taught somebody. Sure,
fault, man. George
with Foreman,
has children in fault.
What is he more than a? You said it yourself. It was a glorified pep talk. That's what he did. Like, cool, that's cool. I'm not hating on that fact. What I'm hating on is TMZ blowing it up into something that it's not. I hate that casuals blow it up into something it's not. But Foreman can't help that. Wilder can't help that. But then you want to come on here and say that, oh man, what's wrong with this man changing? He's not changing nothing with Foreman. He's not changing anything. What's he changing? Like, come on.
How do you know?
It's silly talk.
Bro, it's
because I know, and you know, and you don't want to admit it.
You're
That's what this
hater.
is.
No, this is hate. This is your
it
hatred.
ain't hate, bro.
This
it ain't hate. Look, it might sound a hate to somebody who's just wishing upon a star,
bro. But
I might be hurting your feelings.
That's
that
the thing.
That the tooth fairy is not real.
Listen to the callers. He just told you. Stonebone just said, how is it bad for Wilder to do this, but it was okay for everyone else?
But here, you understand, I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that at all. What I'm arguing is that it's not the same thing at all. Like, it's not even this. It's not at all the same thing Joshua did. The same thing.
So Ben Davison, you got to think about this before you answer this.
Okay, I'll think about it for real.
You can't answer it in retrospect.
No, I promise you. I will think about it for real.
When Fury hooked up with Ben Davison, he was unknown, never trained nobody. He was not even a pad man. His father, John Fury, said he was a fitness coach. So who would you rather have, a fucking fitness coach that never trained nobody, never been in the ring, or someone that was a world champion, bro, 2-time heavyweight champion? They fought in
but did
Zaire.
Ben Davison just talk to him on the phone once?
You're crazy, bro. You're crazy.
Did he just talk to him on the phone once?
And
is that what they did?
The disconnect right here. That's your
smartest
disconnect.
Person ever. If they talked one time on the phone, and that was it.
That's your disconnect,
you're tripping.
Mario.
You're tripping.
That in this world, with all that you know, you trying to assume that this one conversation is it, without at least factoring
is there breaking news?
Without at least factoring in what could come, you know?
When it does come, then I'll consider whether or not it's the same thing. As of right now, I have the same information you have, brother. And that's that these men talk one time.
But dog,
could it have helped? Sure, it could have helped.
But that's the whole
and it might have been a good thing.
That's why we were reporting on it, because what we were assuming
what Joshua and Fury did.
True. That's what I'm saying. See, we were already reporting that what if he trains him because he said he would like to help him, right? So we had shows on reporting that George wants to help him. Then we had shows on Wilder accepting or be willing to talk to Foreman. We're reporting on the movement, and guess what? There is movement. The only one still being pessimistic is you. We were being optimistic when we reported and said, holy shit, what if this really happens? Then we were being even more optimistic when we reported, holy shit, he said he's willing. And now you want us not to be optimistic after they had a phone call and obviously quotes.
I know I agree with you too much, but I agree. I shouldn't be hurting your feelings like this. You're absolutely right. I should not be crushing your dreams. I should not be, stopping you from wishing upon a star. I should not stop you from watching Hope Floats. I shouldn't stop you from anything that it takes you to convince yourself that this is not a situation where Deontay Wilder is walking into uncharted territory. You're absolutely right. I know. And you know what? It sucks that I that's who I am, right? I'm the guy who agrees with you. I absolutely agree. I should not have bursted your bubble. I should not have popped that balloon of yours. You know what I'm saying? Because now I left you with egg all over your face, and you're over here telling me that this one phone call is going to be the start to a revolution or whatever you think it's going to be. I'm not trying to be negative. And by the way, it's so funny because you always talk to me like I'm the optimist. Like you always tell me I'm too optimistic, but right now I'm being too pessimistic. Whatever, you know.
I mean, I get it, bro.
Yeah.
I would be just like you. You know, you can say what you want, but I mean, if the heavyweight champion of the world personally made a video attacking me, you know, I would have some,
that's
anger.
what this is. That's what this is.
I would have
really?
some anger towards him, and I would want some sort of revenge. So I get your.
He said
your
revenge.
Your
Brother,
sick,
you said
twisted
revenge.
way of
you
thought.
just used the word revenge.
I mean,
Oh,
listen.
God. Right.
Listen.
You said revenge.
If a public figure came out on a social media platform,
well, they have done that to you,
and said something personally about me, especially on YouTube, which is arguably number 1 or number 2 biggest website in the world. Like, yeah, I mean, I can see why you're upset.
Yeah, I mean, well, you have firsthand knowledge of this, so yeah, I get it. Adrian Broner did the same thing. So
no, Adrian Broner said something to me on my interview. That's totally different. I had the control. Listen to me, so you can see the difference. I had the control over whether or not the world got to see that interview because that wasn't live. I recorded that with my camera in front of the Barclay. I didn't care.
He didn't make a video about you.
Nope, I didn't care that he called me a bitch. I put it out there.
He did.
I knew he was calling me a bitch. Because he was mad that I said if you don't beat Mikey, you'll never be pound for pound.
No, he was a punk.
Pound for pound.
No. That's not the question. I'm not saying that. I'm on your side with that all day. You know that. But all I'm trying to say is that he did make a video about you later on. Him and his boys. Remember?
No. Again, that was me trying to interview him, knowing that we have an issue.
I'm not talking about that video
in the Barclays, right? You're talking about in the Barclays?
Yeah, I'm talking about that incident. But remember, he came back and tried to use that footage in a way that made it look like you were bowing down to him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was still live and me going up to him. It wasn't him making a video of me. He put drawings in it. He put stick figures in it showing you. No, you're crazy.
Yes, he did.
Bro, listen.
We'll
just
talk
hear me
about
out.
that later.
No, just hear me out. You're completely confusing a counter video that a beautiful fan made of me and him.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're right.
What they did is
okay. I'm sorry. I fucked that up. Bad memory.
They showed his hypocrite, like his hypocritical nature.
His bullshit.
Yeah. And that's where the cartoons and stuff, they made it fun.
That's where that came from.
It was actually, the video was based on Danny. Him saying he wanted to fight, like the fan kind of put a clip of like him saying, I want to fight.
But either way, it's still the same thing. It's a public figure, berating you or doing whatever in a negative way. It's not
no. Nigga, Wilder put a video on YouTube. That's different from me uploading my own video. Wilder made a direct video to you.
They still went out of their way to create their own video. You're right. Listen,
you're going down there. I get it. You're going down this road because you're not hurt. I get it. You're not hurt. It's all good.
I'm not. Listen,
no, I know you're not.
You're
not.
My opinion, which to this point has been the one that's been accurately correct because I said this was going to happen. Y'all were talking about, oh man, he's going to show up and he's going to help Wilder and they're going to live together for 4 weeks. And like, y'all were talking crazy. I said, listen, guys, this is going to be probably like a phone call thing where they talk once. And it's like the way rappers give each other dap and like the way probably like Wayne did for Drake or something, right? That's what this is going to be. And y'all said, nah, man, this is going to be the revolution. This is the start of the revolution. Oh, he's going to get a new trainer now. He's going to have his own guy that's holding the towel so it doesn't get thrown in. Like, y'all were going crazy. I gave an opinion that happened to turn out to be true. We'll wait and see if these opinions turn out to be true.
Hey, man, I guess we both got wins.
You ain't put nothing yet.
I guess we both got wins because I was very optimistic that, and my opinion was that I wanted Wilder to do this, and it's looking in that direction. You're just being, negative, but it is what it is. Let's see. We got Boomerang. J-Mac, what up?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, just set the record straight. Don't interrupt it, please. You say Wilder slept with Dylan White, girl. If that's not fact or you misquoted that, you did say that. Wilder, for his George Foreman coming on and helping him. I don't. I call half the conversation, but I believe Mario was against it. And whatever you're against it is, just you need to sit back and chillax. Like you never been in that position to where you can have a complaint about a guy of that expertise coming in, and even if it's just encouragement and wisdom and stuff, not so much on the track.
That's Skype clipping them.
Just talking shit when Wilder was up, and and everybody else was talking shit when Wilder's down. So it goes hand in hand. Ness, you seen that red car that pulled up on in Boys in the Hood?
Yeah.
Your ass is grass. We looking for your ass. We looking
Man.
for your ass. When we catch you, we blowing it. We blowing your shit off.
Yo.
Intrigue, you been warned.
So
I
what?
sent you that picture.
So
See that
what?
little red photo car
Listen.
for us little ball brothers? Hey, when you see that car, you better just fucking run, nigga. Cause your ass going up in that trunk right there. All that shit you be talking on this show. Mario, we got a spot for you, and you keep arguing. You might find your way in the car instead of in the trunk. Intrigue, you been warned. You gonna find your ass in that trunk
Yo.
too.
Let
Keep
me
talking
ask you a
that
question,
shit.
bro. Let me ask you a question. What did you
Go
mean in
ahead.
the beginning of your call? What did you mean in the beginning of your call about Wilder and
Oh,
Dylan White?
you said it. You did. My brother heard you say it too. And my brother got Trey Boomerang too, so he can specify his what he heard. When you was talking, I don't know if you put the text in the same sentence. You were speaking upon Wilder, and you said something about sleeping with Dylan White's girl.
Yeah.
I don't know if you put it
I,
into another subject.
no, I said that purposely because we were talking about the whole, I guess it was based off of your thing with the Stone Bone knowing the or whoever is your source knowing the sparring. And I said I don't go off sources. Actually, no, the Wilder thing came from comfortability from because Mario was trying to say like, oh, you wouldn't do that to Wilder. It wasn't Mario, it was Enrique. He said you wouldn't do that to Wilder because you have a relationship with Wilder. That's why you didn't criticize Wilder for trying to change trainers. That's what they saying. So I said to him, no, because I do ask Wilder tough questions. I'm the one that, continuously asks him about Dillian White, which made him tell me on my interview that he slept with Dillian White's girl. I tried to even tell him, like, nah, Chad, we don't need to hear that. I was trying to turn it on. He's like, nah. So what I'm saying is, I push everybody I've interviewed. You can't find no PC interview of me. If you got a PC interview of me with a guy, it's because I already did the tough interview with him. Floyd, first day I met him, grilling him about the gloves with Maidana and how he trying to pay $1.5 million on the down low so Maidana don't get to wear his Mexican MX gloves. First day, I ain't get starstruck. I'm going for your juggler. Lennon Ellaby went straight for the mustache first day. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. Miguel Cotto, first day, his publicist had to get me off him. Live on camera, they cut my interview. Bruh, I don't play no fucking games. People want to say I got relationships. Man, if I had relationships, they wouldn't be burnt. Earl and Bud would be on this show right now the way motherfucking Wilder and Fury was. Come on. But that's just me. I just like the real questions, you know what I mean? So I get them real answers. But JT, what up?
Yeah, what's up, Ness? Yeah, I don't know what y'all heard. I think I was broke. I was outside, and then I just heard that cut it, like you cut me. But back on the topic, George Foreman is a good fit for Wilder to come in his camp and give him advice and face that adversity. I just think he would teach him how to punch better with his style and stuff like that. But the off topic was Robert Brant, and what I was trying to tell y'all, my brother made the suggestion why he chose to go to Bud because the better work was out there. He probably outgrew the Errol Spence camp because like a fight. I think Info Joe said it. Derrick James teach a aggressive come forward style. If you go to Bud in them camp, they teach you more probably come forward, boxing, slick movement. You got more adversity.
Keyword probably. You heard him? He said you go to Derrick James, they teach you front word style. You go to Bud is probably more versatile. You know, probably means you not sure. Probably means maybe. And we got to stop saying, oh, the better word. So last time I checked, Jermell Charlo is a more accomplished fighter than everyone in the Bo McIntyre stable. You know, the only one that could argue is Bud. Like,
so you're saying there's a debate
about the better work?
About who's gotten the about who's the more accomplished fighter between Charlo and Bud?
No, I'm saying Jermell Charlo is more accomplished than everyone in that Bud camp not named Bud.
Got it.
He's
okay.
more
I thought you were saying that there was a chance. Okay, my bad.
He's more accomplished. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny though, because
if you want to talk again, if you want to talk about work, Jermell Charlo's also been a champion, whose resume is very extensive. If you go through it, he fought Rosado, like 5 years ago. Before Quillen fought Rosado, Jermell fought Rosado.
Yeah, bro. I was just trying to clear up what you said. I didn't think you were trying to say that Jermell is more accomplished than Bud.
That's not what I said.
Charlo's more accomplished than Bud.
That's not what I said. That's what you want
I know.
to hear, and that's what you keep repeating.
That's
because
why I
you're trying to
clarified
get
it.
like fans.
That's why I clarified it.
Whatever.
Yeah, I trying to help you.
You're pandering to the Bud brothers. It's all good. You know what I mean?
I'm just trying to help you.
Nothing to help. I said what I said. I said what
I
I said.
know you like.
I said what I said. Rob,
cool.
Listen. Rob Brandt is an interim titleist. Jermell was a full WBC, two-time full WBC. Jamel Herring lost before he became a champion. Now he's a champion, so it shows the same grit and mettle and respect that I give Pedraza. You know, for being actually Pedraza's two-time champion, so there's a little more respect.
I like the Charlos. I'm not gonna talk shit about them.
I'm just going down.
That's what
camp.
you want.
Nelson.
Me to do. You want
Nelson.
Me.
No, how am I getting you to? I'm using Charlo as my strong
I'm just
point.
using your logic against you.
Nelson isn't a world titleist, so he ain't. He ain't on the level of Charlo. So then if we go down to the second fighter in the camp,
who
Burley
are you doing
Brooks,
this for? I feel like you're just trying to poke at them.
For the listeners, so they can get educated about, because all these callers keep calling in, all these Bud brothers keep calling in saying the better work, the better work, the better work. So I'm showing you the stables, the better work. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, how do we come up with this statement, the better work? Isn't it their accomplishments? Because that's what we go off of Bud. We give them all the credit in the world based off accomplishments. So Nelson ain't win a title. Nelson ain't win a title yet. Jermell is a two-time real belt holder, not like two-time, regular interim WBA gold, none of that. Like, and then no disrespect, but there's levels, you know what I mean? There's levels on those titles. And the stages, the better work, the better work. So let me ask you, Mario, do you want writing advice from a dude fresh out of college, or do you want writing advice from a Nobel Peace Prize winner? You know what I mean? Like, the better work, the better work. Everybody on that stable's been on the biggest stage. Everybody on that stable can tell you about fighting under the big lights, fighting on a pay-per-view, fighting with, on a Floyd Mayweather undercard. Like, what are you talking about? Better work, better work. I'm a Bud fan. The fuck out of here.
I think their point is that
their point is they're making it known they're making it known that all they could do is think, breathe, talk Bud. That's it. Nothing. No one is better than Bud. Like, Bud, he went over there for the better work. Like, he literally talked. Like, they're not even gonna factor in the trainer, Mario. Like, don't jump on that bandwagon. Look how senile they are. They're crazy, dude. They're not even saying it's fucking the trainer. Like, no, Rob Brandt couldn't have had some sort of split with the trainer. It can't be his wife Tiffany that started a fucking flipping company, and she buys and sells houses plus does the fucking fabric reconstruction, the rehab of the whole house. It can't be that. No, it's gotta be he went all the way to Colorado because he sees what they see, and that's where the better work is. I love this though. I love to get to emphasize how fucking Like they just jump off the cliff for this dude. They're off the cliff. No parachutes. So yeah, man. Let's see here. I thought J Mac was sending a counterpunch. That was just the old one. Boom, boom, boom. I gave JT his. We got Intrigue with the boomerang. What up?
Hey, you can give it to JT. I'm feeling gracious today.
JT. They love them twins. I'm telling y'all.
Hey, look, I appreciate that intrigue. But Ness, back to what you just said, the better work. That's just like you just give credit to Wilder going get seeking more help. You just give credit to Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury seeking more help. It's the same thing with this Robert Brand. I mean, at the end of the day, you can evolve from a coach and trainer and see, like I said, Derrick James, if he teach that come forward, aggressive defensive style and stuff like that. When you go to Bud Camp, he's teaching more adversity, how to move, kind of blank, feint more. It just is a different style for the box out there. And I mean, just like Robert Brand, he probably felt like he needed to evolve more, get a better coach, and get the better work out there. Because I mean, you could look at Bud's style is more versatile than Errol. I mean, any boxer or boxing fan can see that. That will make you very biased to think.
Yo, y'all funny. Yo, listen, that's like, yo, you could tell, man, and I don't want to put you in that box, JT, so this statement don't really go to you, but it's building towards you. Like, this is going in the mental library right here, because we gotta put you under, you know, how much of a fan you are investigation right now, bro, because you saying some weird stuff. Listen, Bud is just the top of that camp, all right? Very similar to Pacquiao, right? Every camp got a top dog, right? Wilder's camp, he's the top dog. Then you got Dion Nicholson, you got Wilder's brother, and then Dongo, right? Freddie had Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Still got Pacquiao. And then everyone under Bo Mac got Terrence, bruh. Stop thinking because Bo got Terrence that everyone else is going to be able to beat Terrence. And let me help you with some more information. When Virgil had Ward, and Ward was undefeated, the poster boy, the golden guy, gold medalist, he was undefeated. Was Berto still getting his ass whooped? Yes, sir. Was Khan? Abso-fucking-lutely. Was Peter Quillen? I think so. Everyone in that Virgil Hunter So let's stop basing it off of Bud. You can't say he's going to get the better work because Bud is versatile. That is just Bud. The same way it was just Pacquiao. The same way it's going to be whoever you consider in Robert's gym to be like the top dog. Is it Mikey or is it Ramirez? You know, does Mikey get it because of the seniority? But there's always going to be a top dog in the gym. There's always going to be a top dog. I bet you Chris Colbert and Big Baby, I've been there live. I know how Chris talks to Big Baby. Like, he respects him. He know he a heavyweight, but boy, you wouldn't hear that in the conversations they have. You know what I'm saying? Because it's two top dogs in that gym. It's two top dogs in that gym. But all this, the better work. Listen, better work, what are we using to gauge that? You could only use the men in the gym, not just the top dog in the gym. Not just the top dog in the gym. Because just like Pacquiao was special, and Floyd was the top dog in his gym, and you don't see no monsters coming out of TMT gym, right?
Hey, Mike. I mean, Ness. What about if I throw this right? Iron sharpens iron. Then what are your thoughts?
All right. So where's the iron at? Where's the iron at? Where's that motherfucking samurai sword at? Is the samurai sword motherfucking Jamel Charlo, or is it Steven Nelson, or Robert Brandt, or who else they got over there? They got Maurice Hooker. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is people talking about, bro? They just saying shit to say shit, man. Let me get to looks like JT. Let me double check. Yes, I think JT. Counterpunch.
Yeah, man. Basically, what I'm saying, that's just like you said. Why you think these fighters try to go seek Virgil Hunter? They saw something with Andre Ward that made him the trainer that he is. So all these fighters do go to seek help. Same thing with Jamel Charlo did. Jamel Charlo was a better boxer when he was with Ronnie Shields, but his brother was being aggressive, knocking people out, so he wanted to get more aggressive in his style. That's why he went seek Derrick James, and he became more of the power puncher fighter. Talking about Jamel Charlo. So when we say better work, some people can outgrow stuff, and they can see something. Bud is doing something good up there. It's obvious it's not just Bud; it's his trainers that he have. He got 3 coaches. So yeah, when we keep saying better work, that's what we're referring to.
Yo, I'm about to literally, and this is what I'm saying, dog. Yeah, like people say, I assume I just stopped being in the field, all right. And what the field is, like going to the fights, going to the press conferences, weigh-ins, all that shit. I still go to the gyms, and we do interviews here every day. Y'all not listening, but I'm about to find that shit for y'all. I'm gonna go ahead, put Ronnie Shields in my YouTube channel, because I interviewed Ronnie in Newark, New Jersey at the Prudential Center.
Michael.
This is how amazing my memory is. This is why I always say, you know what I mean? Biggie, Jay-Z, and Pac all rolled in one, because none got more flows than Young. Yo, I'm the chosen one, dog. Listen, I interviewed Ronnie Shields, and by accident, he gave me the interview as to why he and Jermell aren't working together, and it's not because he wanted knockouts, champ. You assuming to help your argument. Oh, he want knockouts. That's what. Nah, dog. And you're right. He was a better boxer with Ronnie, but it ain't got nothing to do with knockouts. They split was attention and attitude. But go check it for yourself. Ronnie Shields. I'm gonna actually try and still find it for you, to be honest with you, but I think I got to log into the big channel in order to be able to search it on the channel. And right now, I'm actually not. Obviously we're streaming on the other channel. But I'm going to still try and find it for you. Remind me. You could do it yourself right now. Let me see if I can do it from the phone, because it works good on the phone too. Yeah, so Ronnie in the Prudential Center tells me why he ain't working with Charlo no more. And think about it. You see, Jamal never left. Bro, it was... And you see who's the more like, you know what I mean? You see who's the more irrational Charlo. Like the lash out Charlo, you know, the one that's quicker to make a decision without fully thinking. Look, his decision worked out. He's gotten some wins. He's even gained more fanfare because the knockouts always sell better to the public, you know what I mean? But believe me, Ronnie Shields, it wasn't no motherfucking I want knockout. Nah. They had issues in there. It ain't got nothing to do with better work, none of that. And that's what I'm saying. Y'all can't keep saying it's better work when your man is in fucking Nebraska. Work gotta fly out there, dog. Think about how many fighters in Texas, man. Think about how many fighters are like in the tri-state area, man. Like better work. Y'all sound crazy. And elite level fighters fly in work. You know, Wilder brings dudes from New Zealand, from fucking Helsinki. You know what I mean? Like, you fly them in. You fly them in. It's all, look, I'm not going to deny it's amazing to have in-house work. That's always going to be dope. You know what I mean? But dog, on that level, you're supposed to be flying sparring partners in. Automatically, you got to fly them in for that type of shit. Pacquiao did it all the time. George Cambroso, who actually we're going to be getting, he used to fly him from Australia all the time, sparring with Pacquiao from the very beginning. Glenn Tapia, right here from New Jersey, flying all the way. They fly him out, dog. Like, better work. Man, you want better work, you make it. You create it. You have that ability. Now, again, if you were Hooker, you were Brandt, you were Burley Brooks, because he's in the other side of the camp, just to keep it fair. They don't have many people, so I can't really name another person out of Derrick James's camp. You know what I mean? But if you on that level, then yeah, it's great for you to be in those kind of gyms, because now you ain't gotta pay for that work, and you get elite level work, and you get that what Crawford has that I love, and what I mean by Crawford, I mean the camp. Is the same thing that Robert has. It's that family energy, you know what I mean? Where you work out together so you motivate one another. Think about the videos and the clips that we seen from AJ getting ready for the Ruiz rematch. He brought all them dudes in, hint again. He flew in Andrew Tabiti from fucking Vegas. He flew Moulton from the middle of the America. So he flew in sparring. But you see how they was working together and they motivated each other. They built off each other. AJ was running faster because his sparring partners were sprinting. So, that's the beauty in those type of big camps when you can, get those big camps and you're gonna get more motivated. You're gonna get more motivated. That's enough examples, man. Let me get the J Mac on the boomerang. The counter punch.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yep.
In the midst of you talking, something just dawned upon me. When I first moved to Dallas, I used to see Mo Hook in the gym with Errol, and I seen Rob Brandon there. And it's funny that two Dallas. I'm not saying Rob Brandon was based out of Dallas because I think he's from Austin or something. It's funny how both of those fighters have made their way to Colorado Springs, and I wonder why. But I guess it's a big guess on who getting the better work, and why did they move out there instead of staying in Dallas when they had the great Derrick James locally here that was there to present them and stuff like that. Then they had another fight. I don't remember the dude's name. My brother sparred with him a few times. He found his way.
See, and that's why we continue to have a disconnect, because y'all such bub brothers that y'all keep failing to give the proper respect to the man that deserves it. So that's great. Shout out to you. That's good information. Except that I don't believe Hooker ever trained with Derrick, but did spar, and he is friends with Earl, and that's why Crawford and Earl bumped into each other at the Hooker fight. But that little connection is good. Hooker's over there, Brandon's over there, and then Jamel left as well. Jamel left. Wrong trainer. Jamel left Ronnie. But what I was trying to get at when I said that is because I'm trying to say maybe there is a disconnect with the trainer and what you guys fail to give credit to. You're giving so much credit to Bud instead of the trainer, right? Like maybe it's Bomac, right? And maybe the problem is Derrick James. Maybe Rob Brandt had a disconnect with James. Maybe he's not. We just had an interview the other day where the fighter said, "Yo, I was with so and so, but I didn't feel like I was getting enough attention," and that was a little vague. So I'll give you a real life scenario.
Jose Ramirez.
Perfect. That's an elite level. But I'm gonna give you my secondary example, which was Richardson Hitchens, who's also elite because he signed to Floyd, and he's also elite because he was started with Andre Rozier, an elite level trainer, a world-renowned trainer. But he decided to leave because he felt he wasn't getting enough attention, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it's as little as that. And remember, we're only debating and arguing a word. And that word is the better, I guess it ain't a word, it's a phrase, the better work, right? So that's a little vague. Maybe if you guys define it and say, oh, well, what I mean by the better work is sparring Bud, sparring Rob, sparring Nelson, and being trained and under the tutelage of Bomac, then I'll be like, oh, all right. But just to say the better work as a dude that be in the gym, that sounds like sparring. That sounds like the physical training. So that's my disconnect. When you say the better work, I automatically relate that to sparring. And I'm like, well, no, that's impossible. My bad, Stainless.
Yo, what up? Back to the topic. I ain't get to speak on it. Mario, I don't really pay attention to what you say because you are a hater when it comes to this water shit. So I already know you a Fury fan. You ride with Fury like you do Amir Khan. So you know what I'm saying. It's all good with me. You know what I'm saying. It was just a phone call. So I don't really take too.
Skype clipped you, man. That's the internet.
You can't be too stuck outside the shell like this weird ass narrative that I'm hearing getting pushed and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just happy to hear some news on, you know what I'm saying, in the water camp, especially since everything kind of shut down with the virus anyway. So, big outs to that. Please make sure you push the thumbs up anyway. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Voice podcast. That's on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't on Patreon, it's because you stupid. And shout out to El Camino.
I found it right here. Yo, this is why I don't even do interviews out there no more, man. See what I'm saying? You know how much money it costs me to drive to another fucking state or another fucking city? And this shit only got 5,000.8 views 4 years ago. But I get it. It's not a big story. Ronnie Shields and Jamel Charlo no longer working together. That's the title. That's the title right there. I'm going to put it in the chat so you can see it for yourself. And, you know, look, I haven't heard it in a long time either. See? But look at the comment. First comment 4 years ago. Sounds like a bitter falling out. Guess one of the Charlos can fight Laura now. So that's what I'm telling you. It was not better work, man. Like, how you going to say that when Jamel's been so successful? You know? Or, excuse me, Jamal has been so successful. So if work was the issue. But again, there also, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but again, it's more like I said, maybe we don't, maybe we're not using the word the same or the definition isn't the same. Maybe y'all mean work all together, everything, trainer included. And when a fighter hears work, we talking sparring. Not that I'm a fighter, but JT was, so at least he know what I mean. You know what I mean? That's universal, bro. You can't say better work and not think of sparring. Like sparring, getting that work. Like, yo, you got that work with him? Don't nobody say, yeah, man, whatever. I know I'm long-winded on this topic, but dang. Let me see. Did he do another super chat? I mean, he won another one. Let me see. Oh, no. Okay. One of y'all send me a message because I don't know if that was a new counterpunch or something. Oh, let me see. J-Mac, I think that's Soul and JT. All right, no, that's nothing. Oh, wait. Yeah, I think it is J-Mac. Yeah, let me see. Oh, no, that's the two. You already did two, so that's not a third one. All right, so we could get up out of here. And that's GTO, Instagram, and Twitter. We got Devin Haney and Bill Haney tonight, and I might slide in Virgil Ortiz, you know, these damn interviews. We do way too many, but I'm trying to get these guys, right? So I'm doing Virgil hopefully today, but if not, it's going to have to be another evening show or slide them in for another evening time. But we definitely got Bill Haney and Devin Haney, who's been talking, just phenomenal throughout the last couple of days. So, yeah, man, I can't wait to get them on.
Yeah, no, definitely. You're absolutely right. Shout out to Rob Brandt for coming on. You know what? We're open Friday if Virgil can't do tonight. So we don't have a show on Friday night so far. Just a heads up. At Maury Munguia on Twitter, at Maury Munguia on Instagram. Anything I say that you agree or disagree with me, chop it up.
TBV_casual fan is my Twitter and YouTube channel. Boxing Fan Apparel is my website. Also on Patreon. No prizes up there yet, but a lot of posters are going to be given out. And if I owe you something, you will best believe you will receive it and be very proud of it. Yeah, man. Good news. TMZ and George Foreman. I like that. Casual fan. Peace. Peace.
Always a good time when you're on TMZ. All right, peace.
Later.
Peace.